Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the second match of round 4 in the Rugby Championship 2021 competition. We have just seen an upset and a half. I'm not going to mention the score quite yet, although saying that, now that I've said that there was an upset, you guys probably know what I am talking about. The Wallabies able to get that win over the Springboks in the end, 30 points to 17. They received a bonus point, the Wallabies. So now they are sitting in third place in the Rugby Championship, only behind the Springboks by 1, who didn't receive any points in this matchup. So it's going to be interesting seeing it go forward and seeing exactly what that does mean for this game. But the All Blacks, if they win this game with a bonus point, it is almost 100% guaranteed that they will win the Rugby Championship, even if they lost both games to the Springboks. But I hope you are all doing well. We have got a whole heap of you here already. We have got Rio Gamer, Live Starts, Riley, One Badge, man as well in there. Anthony, we have got Coach Fang, also Katie Dixon, Sebastian, MH Choi, Luke in there, Reed. Tell you what, everyone is here. Reginald, Lax, Axel as well. Welcome in to this live stream. I'm excited. I'm in a good mood today, not because of the previous result. I want to make that clear. I am from New Zealand, but it is one of those ones. We're going to get to see a good game of rugby here. I can expect a fast-paced, physical outing, and Argentina, they've got nothing to lose, which is why maybe this could be a game that they've got everything to gain if they can somehow pull off that upset like they did for the Tri-Nations 2020 competition last year. But I'm going to shuffle over. We know what this means. We are going to be bringing up the lineups now. Looking at South Africa is the wrong side, so we're going to make them disappear for a moment while I get the next lineup up for us. We did see South Africa play just before, of course, and it didn't quite go their way. Australia did have a very good strategy going into that game, and they were able to make the most of it. And now looking at the first side, we are looking at New Zealand. First of all, they have got a very changed side, I guess you could say, compared to the last match. We have seen that it was not Joe Moody in the number 1 jersey last week. It was actually, I've forgotten the name, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, I'm having a mind blank. It was George Bauer, I believe, who did start in the last match. Samasoni Takiaho starting at 2, and then Tyrell Lomax will be starting at 3, who came off the bench last week. Patrick Tuipulotu getting his first chance of the Rugby Championship. Tupavai will be starting at number 5. No sign of Brody Retallick here. They are resting him for those matches up against the Springboks. Then at number 6, it will be Ethan Blackadder starting this one. Also coming off the bench in the last couple of games, Adi Savia starting at 7, and Hoskins Satudu going to be playing in the number 8 jersey. TJ Perenara going to be getting the start at 9. He is actually one of the only players who is in the same position as he played last week. Damian McKenzie starting at 10, trying a little bit of a new thing, having him start at fly half with Bowden Barrett coming off the bench instead. Quintupaya getting the start at 12 with Rico Ioane on his outside. The man at about 130 metres carried last week. Rico Ioane will be hoping to do the same up against this Argentine side. Then you've got George Bridge out on one wing, who is also the same as last week. And then Will Jordan out on the other will get the opportunity to start this game. And he is a try-scoring machine, Will Jordan. He will be hoping to get his way over the try line in this one. We will look at the chat, and then we will be looking at Argentina, who also have a lot of changes here. Did you drink a shoey in honor of the Wallabies, says Johnny Glazer. I did not drink a shoey, but I did have a drink of water in between these live streams. And welcome Pumas as well, says MH Choi. And the chat, Kiwis to the top from Sean as well. And hopefully the All Blacks lose, says Luke. I think that is the best bet in terms of for anyone else to be able to win the Rugby Championship. Because if the All Blacks win this game, and not just win it, get it with a bonus point, that will be the Springboks. They will have to receive a bonus point win over the All Blacks twice in those 2 games, and also will need to beat them by around 30 or 40 points per game to be able to get the number 1 spot in the Rugby Championship. And also we have got their time for some real rugby, says Rowan, and he is South African as well, if I'm not wrong. So that is a big statement indeed. And Daryl, I said, looking forward to some McKenzie and double Barrett magic as well, says Daryl Roberts. It will be interesting to see how late they decide to bring on Bowden Barrett, because of the fact that he has been pretty dangerous anytime he's out on the field, Bowden. But how late do you leave him? Do you decide to give him only about 10 to 15 at the end to see how long McKenzie can go well at number 10? We do see him play a little bit at 10 for the Chiefs, not as often as he does play 15, although not very often at all now for the Chiefs because of the fact he has gone overseas. He is heading to the top league in Japan for the next year's competition. Oh, yeah, I've got that. That's rugby now. For the World Champs, Black Machine begins to start up now, says Nicholas. And also we have got their home man. I think the score will be 29-10 for the All Blacks win, says Caleb Barker. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I'm going to say what my prediction was. And I think I predicted it yesterday, last night, when someone asked me. And I said that the score was going to be 43-13 for the All Blacks. And I feel like that could be a mile off, because I did say the Springboks were going to win by 8 or the Wallabies by 3. It was a little bit different to that one there, but we are going to look at the Argentine lineup also going with plenty of changes in this one. Santiago Mirano going to be starting at 3 for this match. Also, Matthias Alemano at 4. Thomas Lavanini going to be starting at 5. Then it's going to be Juan Gonzalez getting the chance at number 6. He isn't the biggest individual, Juan Gonzalez. He's around 90 kgs, but boy, can he pack a punch when he does get those leads going. Then Marcos Crema starting at 7. Pablo Matera going to be starting there in the number 8 jersey. Big change there for him to be starting at 8 rather than 6. Perhaps a little bit of strategy to try and counter that All Black scrum. Then we have got Gonzalo Bertrano starting at number 9 once again. Big change here. Number 10, Santiago Carreras. They have decided to go with him because of the injury of Nicolas Sanchez. So hopefully he isn't out for too long, and we do get to see Sanchez back for those games up against the inform Wallabies, I will say now. As well, Chocobares starting at 12. Cinti getting the start at number 13. Lucio Cinti, that is. And then out on the wings, Emiliano Bolfelli came off the bench last week a little bit earlier than he would have been expecting because of that injury of Sanchez. Santiago Cordero out on the other wing, and then it is going to be Juan Cruz Malia who will be starting at number 15. He is the only unchanged man in that kind of back 6, other than, of course, then you've got the halfback who is in the same position as he was last week. Tell you what, the chat is going very, very quick at the moment. We have got Bowden on the bench, says Darryl Roberts. He is indeed. Also, Scott Barrett going to be on the bench for this one as well. You're a good commentator, says Caleb. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Good pronunciation, very good. As well, says Aki. And that is one thing. Hopefully that will go kind of smoothly throughout this match. My Argentine names pronunciations, I've been working on them a little bit because I want to make sure I get them as accurate as physically possible. So hopefully they won't be too bad throughout this one. Also, we have got AB's experimenting. May not be a record score this time, as well, says Ian. And I guess the one saving grace for them in that regard is the fact that the Wallabies are not the Wallabies. That is not the team that they are playing, but the fact that they have actually gone with quite an experimental side for Argentina as well, due to injuries and also due to saving a few players. And also we have got there in the chat, I play rugby as well, says Aki. What position do you play, mate? Do you stream on other platforms, says Gareth Jones? I don't actually. I have got a Kiwi Lads gaming channel, which I think is about as far off in terms of other platforms that we kind of do it on, but it is still on YouTube. So it's a little bit different in that regard. But other than that, we have looked at Twitch maybe in the future, but I'm not too sure yet. But we have to wait and see on fullback as well, says Aki, and he is a good one at that. By the sounds of it, 43-17 for Nicholas as well for his score predictions. But now we will look at the bench for these two sides. Look at this. All Blacks, they have got quite a few changes. Couple players returning from injury. Couple players getting an opportunity. Cody Taylor coming back from his head knock. Also, will be George Bauer off Atoanga Fussy. We haven't seen him since Super Rugby, and we hardly saw him throughout Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, if I'm not wrong. So it is great to see big Ofa Tuanga Fussy starting at number 19. Then you've got a Barrett, the first Barrett off the bench will be Scott Barrett. Then you've got Luke Jacobson, man, who I thought almost was going to be able to get a start in this one, but Satutu is the man who will be starting at number 8. Then Finley Christie, a man who I know puts a lot of smiles on faces when we talk about that man, because of the fact that Finley Christie hasn't had many opportunities in this Rugby Championship, and now is as great a time as any. Bowden Barrett, 22, and then Braden Enor returning, and he is going to be at number 23, looking through the bench of Argentina. Quite a few changes here as well. So Kino is going to be starting at number 16. Muzio and Pierreto both were on the bench last week up against the All Blacks. Guido Petty going to be coming off the bench with Thomas Lezana, I believe it is, who is going to be at the number 20 jersey. Garcia, Domingo Miotti plays a lot of rugby for the Western Force alongside his teammate of Santiago Mirano, who is starting this match, and then Matthias Maroni going to be starting at number 23. I guess you don't really say starting at 23 because of the fact that he will be coming off the bench. What we are going to do once again, go back to the middle. I need to find a way of teleporting myself to the side automatically. That is for sure. Be very useful indeed. 50-0 for the All Blacks, says Chris. And also we have got the All Blacks by lots, says Steve Smith in the chat. And also we have got the Twitch wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Maybe one day, brother. As well, says Sebastian. And 0 combos in our starting 15, says Lake Saxon. And I will ask the question I always ask it. Who do you guys think will be scoring the first try of this match? Do let me know. My prediction, it's very hard not to say Will Jordan. I'll be honest, Will Jordan is just a very good player indeed. And it's very tough to not say that he is going to be the man who is scoring red card at the 15-minute mark for Argentina, says Benji. Who is going to be getting it? Is it going to be Pablo Matera? Because he did get a yellow card in the last match up against the All Blacks. And we always got there. I wish we played for the Mandela Plate. Who was Lord Bledisloe as well? Just some Colonel Blimp Pom who kicked the bucket like 70 years ago. I think I'm going to lie down. My inner keyboard warrior is showing as well, says David. Thought it was almost a Johnny Blaze comment from the first little moment that I did here. But it's interesting. The Wallabies have been able to get that Mandela Plate, of course, with 2 wins over the Springboks. Very impressive. I think Rico Ioane will get the first try. Very good shout as well. for Rico Ioane going to be starting in the number 13 jersey for this match as well. And I'm excited to see how this one goes. Jordy Banner and Will Jordan will both score tries tonight, I believe. See Sebastian, very good shouts once again. But nonetheless, we will look once again at the table. Now, this is the table as it was sitting before the match took place between the South Africans and the Australians. So South Africa still sitting on 10, All Blacks still sitting on 15, but the Wallabies actually move up onto 9 points now. They got a bonus point up against the Springboks, a bonus point for having 3 or more tries than their opposition up against the number 1 team in the world. Very well done from the Wallabies at Suncorp. Just played a near perfect game in some regards in terms of the strategy that they were going with. You talk so very speed as well, says Aki. I end up talking like I am an auctioneer, like I am a horse racer, like I am trying to sell your car insurance. I end up talking at a frantic rate as well. I've got that amazing as well, says Aki. And also, hello, is this will be the ABs take the number 1 spot in the world, says Isaac. And the interesting factor here is the fact that it is considered a home game for Argentina for this match. So the All Blacks will get a little bit more of an advantage on the world rankings, although they are up against Argentina, who are currently sitting in the 7th, I believe. So they won't get too much of a boost, but it might be just enough. I believe last week they received about a plus 0.3 from that win. There's no way Argentina can beat the All Blacks, says Benji Tower. That's what we all thought last year for the Tri-Nations, and they were able to get that win, 25 points to 15. The All Blacks, though, they will know that if they get this win and a bonus point, they are pretty much secured as the Rugby Championship champions. I guess you could say there they are in the studio at the moment, which means we are only around maybe 20 minutes to 25 away from kickoff, but we've still got plenty to talk about as well. Mashaja is on fire as well, says Luke. Must be from this stream. Maybe it's because of how fast I'm talking. Your phone is trying to keep up maybe with the subtitles, and it's just absolutely losing it at the same time. And minus 1.94. South Africa lost last week in ranking points. Do you know how much they've dropped this week as well? Do let me know. And Brent has their bring back Buck as well. Tell you what, it'd be a bit of a unit out there on the field, that is for sure. Now, I will quickly get us some stats from the last week's match between these two sides. I know Rico Ioane had the most running meters, and he had it by quite a bit, 131, I believe, if I'm not wrong. We will get the player stats up here. 131, 10 meters carried, 4 defenders beaten, and 2 clean breaks for Rico Ioane last week. Also, George Bridge having 114 meters carried from 11 carries, 4 clean breaks as well for George Bridge. Actually, the most out of anyone as well. What's up with the collar? Is it the new fashion as well, says Tony? Unfortunately, with this collar, it is pretty much the factor of it's absolutely huge. And I need to get a new shirt because of the fact that the collar just does not sit right. But I got the double Windsor on underneath. As you guys know, if it's a big match, we wear the suit for it. We've got it on for this one. We've also got the mustache. We used to have a bit of a beard, but unfortunately with the Springboks losing that match the week prior, it did mean that I had to shave it off for this live stream. Will the AB show up? I hope they do, and I hope Argentina do as well. I want to see a close game. A little bit of a controversial one there. I want to see Argentina really push the All Blacks so that the All Blacks going into that game up against South Africa feel as if they've got to prove a little bit more. And then that's when they're really going to be able to play some good rugby up against South Africa. But Brodie Retallick, 13 tackles made for the All Blacks in the last week's match, 2 turnovers, 1, and also 12 tackles made by Luke Jacobson, who was starting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this stat I need to read probably about 3 times because of the fact it's just crazy. Gonzalo Bertrano, last match for Argentina, 29 tackles. Going to say it again. 29 tackles. 29. You know how many the 2 highest players for New Zealand made? 25. And Gonzalo Bertrano made that and some. 29 tackles. Absolutely insane from that man in the number 20, in the number 9 jersey as well. 22 tackles also made for Marcos Crema. And then Matthias Alemano had 20. Pablo Matera, 18. Santiago Medrano and Julian Montoya, 17 each. And Julian Montoya had 3 turnovers, 1 as well in that game. And he's never missed a tackle in the Rugby Championship 2021 competition. 29, you heard that right, Benji. 29 tackles. Anyone see Karevi's wearing his mouthguard on his ear? Yuck as well, says Alex Saxon. And also we have got there. What platform are you watching this on? I will be watching it on Sky. And it is also available on Stan Sports in Australia, Sky if you're in New Zealand, Supersport if you are in South Africa, or maybe up a little bit more in the Northern Hemisphere. I think it is on Flow Rugby, maybe, but that could be a lie. Hopefully it's not, though. And minus 51.54, South Africa will lose if they lose this morning, but it's showing Australia beat South Africa 30-17. They did it indeed. That was the score in that game. Looking sharp, bro. ABs by 60, says Tony as well. So that is a very big one. Indeed, and we have got teams. Number 1, South Africa on 90.95. New Zealand sitting in second on 90.31. And then Australia sitting in third place on 85.63. Tell you what, we will put that up on the screen. Thank you very much, Gregor5, for doing that one. 20 tackles. Get him some new shoulder pads as well, says Tony. And also 29 is too many. Share your monster as well, says Oreita Ra. Although, when you hear how many tackles Argentina had to make, it will make a little bit more sense. In that match for Argentina, they made a total of 206 tackles as a team in 80 minutes. Compared to the 107 of the All Blacks. Of those 206, though, they only missed 31. And I know that only missing 31 sounds like quite a few, but the All Blacks missed 11. But that's still a pretty good tackling rate. And you've got to remember, late in that game for Argentina, they would have been running on fatigue and a half, trying to keep up with the All Blacks in that one. And we have got there, and there how long to wait as well, says Leonard Taylor. At this stage, we are around 20 or so minutes away from the kickoff. What haka do you think the All Blacks will do? I believe they will be doing maybe Kapa o Panga. If I'm not wrong, it is Māori language week at the moment. Unfortunately, I don't speak too much Te Reo Māori myself, but I can say Homa e Rima, which is high five, and then Kotahi Kono Kata Kata means just kidding. So, you know, when you're out on the street and you go high five, just kidding, and then someone just punches you in the face because you're being a little bit smart, but they won't know what you're saying. They will just see that you put your hand out for a high five. And tell you what, the worst thing you can do when you put your hand out for a high five is when someone's going in, just go like that, because or else then you are a bit of a annoyance, I guess you could say as well. We have got 29 whales as well, says Tony, and also we have got difficult for the ABs to get high tackle stats when you have the pill for 70% of the game. Exactly right. Now we're going to be talking a little bit more about a preview for this game, and something that I do want to mention, talking through these stats and whatnot. The All Blacks had 786 meters carried compared to the 204 of Argentina. Defenders beat him 31 to the 11. Clean breaks 14 to the 2 as well, and the offloads 8 to the 1 as well. So the big thing for me in this match is the fact that New Zealand, they took their opportunity with the ball in hand in all of those games up against the Australians. For the All Blacks, they only had 40% or less of the possession, but in these games up against Argentina, I mean, just in this game as an instance, they had 62% of the possession for this one, and they just kept on playing strategically. They kept Argentina inside of their 22, and then from there they had to end up in the situation kicking the ball into touch as well. What if the bro talked right through the game and never showed the game as well, says the 8th miner. You called it, mate. That is exactly what we have to do, unfortunately, because of the fact that, sadly, due to licensing, if we were to show any match footage or audio, we would get taken off YouTube for 3 months as well, which is absolutely just, it's very harsh, but very, I guess, reasonable, because they can actually sue us as well if they did decide to, which we wouldn't really want at this stage. We do not need lawsuits, although I'm dressed for court, so I'm ready to go if that is the case, but we are not going to be taking that risk as well. Are we going to be too good? Sorry, as well, says Monahan. And also, I missed the game this morning with Australia. I'm so proud of them. South Africa must be on the down as well, says Grail, and Kia ora, Hamish, as well from McKenna, and also better than bloody NZ commentators as well, says Laxix. I appreciate that, Matt, and Kia ora whanau as well, says Ben, and also we have got Benji, I said YouTube sucks. It is very harsh, but then at the same time, I believe it's not actually YouTube. They kind of get told to take it down by someone, or else they can get sued. So they are saving themselves a lawsuit by taking our streams down. Kind of think to Alec Haslett calendar in honor of the Wallabies pulling a double on the block as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there. Can't wait to see the new combos the crew have been working on. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. The likes of Finley Christie going to be on the field late in this game, linking up. Oh, Damian McKenzie at 10. We've never seen that before, I don't believe. Those two, but then Damian might be off the field. Finley Christie, Bowden Barrett, the Blues teammates. We haven't seen too much of it in recent time, but maybe they can get something really going for them. And Sebastian sold out within 30 seconds of being released as well. Says Johnny plays for the Catholic calendar. And also we have got there in the chat Kia ora Koto as well. That was from a little bit earlier on from Lion as well. And any free streams, I don't believe, other than maybe, or they showed it on 9GM in Australia for the Wallabies game. So I'm not sure whether or not they've got the same for the All Blacks. But if that is the case, if you've got an Australian VPN, you will be able to watch that one as well. Rules are rules, bros. Don't get Ricardo as well, says Lion. Also, we have got, come on, Boca Juniors, says Aki. And also South Africa just looked off where they knocked the ball on too many times to deserve the win, says Kai. And yeah, they just didn't seem to get that game going the way that they would have liked to. Now, something I will mention about the Springboks though in that game, their kicking game was a lot better. Faf de Klerk actually put the right weight on those kicks to really challenge in the air for the likes of Pimpian and Nkosi. And Nkosi actually did very nicely indeed. But it's just one of those situations. The Australians, they looked for offloads. They kept on passing it around. and it did cause the opportunity of the Springboks to just end up on the back foot after a few more passes and offloads. We have got there. I'll be talking to Reed today as well, says Ollie Wilson. He has been talking to Reed, and also we have got there in the chat, All Blacks is not like South Africa, always young blood as well, says Morning. And also we have got there Pollard kicking much better, and of course he played well. I don't know why we didn't go for 3 points today as well, says Cameron Milner, or why, oh yes it is, why we didn't go for 3 points today. And they just ended up in that situation, unfortunately, for the Springboks. They had their little moments in the game, but that early one, when they did go for the corner, they weren't able to score any tries off a rolling maul. And that is something that is normally bread and butter for the Australians. They can normally score them for fun, but they weren't able to do it in this one. I have a VPN. Are you saying I can watch the rugby game on VPN because I refuse to play Pay Sky, the extortionate amount, as well, says Gravel. Yeah, we are watching on Sky at the moment for us, unfortunately. But if you do have a VPN and you lock it in for Australia, I believe it is 9gem that you can watch it on. If I'm not wrong, it's not on 9gem. Oh, have they only done the Wallabies South Africa game, Luke? Do let me know. And sub Tesla as well, says Benji, and also in the chat we have got I'm so pumped as well, says Tesla, and hey to everyone as well. Welcome into the live stream. May make us proud, All Blacks, for live as well, says Mornay. So do let me know who you guys think is scoring the first try of this match. We've already had Rico Ioane mentioned. Tell you what, we'll play a fun game, or I guess it sounds fun to me. So we'll see how it goes. You're only allowed to pick forwards. Who is going to be the first forward of this game for either side to score a try? There can be tries beforehand by backs, but a forward. Who is your forward who's scoring? My forward, I am going to say it's going to be, I don't know. I actually have to think about this a little bit more strategic. I think Ethan Blackett is in with a shot just off the top of my head for some reason. Pretty bad when you got Foxtel and they still can't watch the rugby as well as these. I feel like they need to make these games a lot more easily accessible, to be honest, because we miss a lot of opportunities for people around the world to be able to watch these ones. We have what's got there. Come on, Sicily Bounce as well. Says Katie Dixon. And also Aussies building a great team structure. They will give ABs tough matches moving forward as well. Says Lon, I'm enjoying watching the Australians play, and it just means that maybe even Super Rugby specific will end up in that situation of being a lot more competitive alongside Moana Pacifica, and Fiji and Roa will be the other team that are being added. And we have what's got there. I expect Pumas to get more points than last week. But the shuffled ABs will be too much. Moody to score first as well, says McKenna. Joe Moody as well from Caleb. Joe Moody from Lake Saxel. Everyone is back in Moody. Savia from Shane as well. And Savia first try from Tony. I wanted to go Savia, but I thought about it and I was like, I've backed Savia about 3 times in a row to score a try and he hasn't. So I've decided that instead I'm going Ethan Blackett. It probably will be Artie or Joe, to be fair. And Lyon has said Artie as well. And the captain, so that will be Artie Savia at the front of this one. It's on stand in Australia, says Chris, and Savia for the first try, says Andy as well. Joe Moody has tries galore. And also we have got their forward, be Sam. Sam, those fluke tries as well, says it Ben, and score please. At this stage, the game is not quite kicked off, but we are getting close, I should say. But I will mention, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. All the support you guys have been showing on these live streams. And I believe it is almost a decent kickoff time in Argentina today. I believe it is going to be a 7 a.m. kickoff in Argentina, which is going to be awesome. So perhaps we do get to see a few of our Argentine viewers. Bienvenido de nuevo al canal de Kiwi lads. Welcome into everyone there. That was not what I said in English translation. It was, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel, I believe, if I'm not wrong there. But we have got their full power to the All Blacks World Champions 2023, says Maxime. And also, Moody loves a try, says Mokina. And he also, I believe they had him in the changing rooms for one of the other matches. Or was it Angus Tarvell who asked a sausage roll with Ethan de Groot? I think it was. That sounds like a weird statement. But yeah, we have got there. Whoever scores first won't be from Argentina, says Ian. And also, cheers everyone who's all drinking with me, says Tesla. Unfortunately for myself, I will be sober for this one. But yeah, maybe a few people in the chat will be. We are sitting on 90 likes as well. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new. We have got there. I don't understand why we don't bench or don't look bench. I understand Mostert a little bit earlier on from camera starting at flank, but I'd rather have him bench, even though he was amazing. And Visa as well, says Cameron Milner. So they will have to have a little bit of a look at the drawing board here, the Springboks. Try and work out exactly what they can do to try and counter this AB side this weekend when we do get to play it. Next weekend, I guess I should say. Got Sanchez for the first try, says Xavier Brown, although I will show the lineups once again. And Sanchez, unfortunately, out with an injury for this game. Does mean he misses out. We shuffle over once again. We're just going to do the little side shuffle, but for the All Blacks, they have got around 12 or 13 changes, I believe it is, or something around there. It is Joe Moody, Samasoni Takiaho, and Tyrell Lomax as the front row. So an all-new front row for them to kind of experiment with. See how it goes. Patrick Tuipulotu and Tupavai make up the locks. Ethan Blackadder, Artie Savi, and Hoskins Atutu going to be the loose forwards. All new forward pack for the All Blacks compared to the last one. And TJ Perenara going to be starting at 9. He is the first name that is similar to last week. TJ Perenara, 9. Damian McKenzie, 10. Little combo that we haven't seen too much of, but I'm excited to see what they can do in this matchup. Quinto Pai and Rico Ioane going to be making up the midfield. Then also Will Jordan out on the right wing, George Bridge out on the left, and Jordy Barrett starting at 15. Plenty of changes as well for Argentina in this match. They have got Guillena, Montoya, and also Medrano starting in the front row. Then Matthias Alimano, Thomas Lavanini making up the locks. Gonzalez in the number 6 jersey, Crema, and Pablo Matera moving to 8 for this match rather than 6 like he was for the last one up against the All Blacks. Gonzalo Bertrano, Santiago Carrera starting at 10 because of that injury of Nicolas Sanchez. Santiago Chocobarez going to be starting at 12. Lucio Cinti starting at 13, and then Emiliano Boffelli, Santiago Cordero, starting on the wings, and then Juan Cruz Malia starting at number 15. Looking through the benches now, once again, Taylor Bauer, the returning offer, Toanga Fasi, Scott Barrett, Luke Jacobson, Finley Christie getting his first run round of the Rugby Championship alongside Brayden Inoue at 23, and Bowden Barrett going to be the replacement late in this one for the All Blacks here. Argentina, they've got Sakino, who is a new name from last week. Also Muzio, Pierrito, Pitti, Lizano, Garcia, Domingo Miotti moves back into the side for the injury cover of Sanchez, and Matthias Maroni going to be starting at number 23 for Argentina. Right. We go back over. We are back over to our side. We have also got there into the chat as well. I'll tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. What's your favourite hooker as well? Says Shane. I mean, I love watching both of them. Definitely, now that we get to see Artie Savia at the front, we saw the passion that he showed for the last match when he was leading. He wasn't there for the last match, I should say, because of Brody Retallick. He was the captain. But the game before that, at the front, him and the Ioane brothers behind him, although Akira Ioane being rested for this one. How did you like the first game as well? It was a very good one to watch. Depending on what game we are talking, if we're talking Pumas versus Australia, or sorry, Pumas versus New Zealand, it was an interesting one because the All Blacks, they were able to dominate in terms of the possession and the running meters. But the Pumas were actually in that game up until, I say, around the 25th minute or so, when they really started to, unfortunately, fall a little bit further behind the All Blacks. But if they can kind of keep up with them, but they can't be lured into playing the fast-paced game of the All Blacks, because we have seen teams well and truly gas themselves out, as we saw for the game last week between the All Blacks and the Pumas. We have got there. Still can't believe that Gonzalo clocked in 29 tackles. He's an essential brick in the Argentine wall. 29 tackles is absolutely insane. Like I was saying, I don't think I've ever seen anyone get more than 25 in recent times since watching rugby for the past kind of year or so, even in Super Rugby or anything like that. I know Billy Harmon is a decent shout. Could you comment in third gear and not overdrive as well, says Rockin', rolling and trolling. Unfortunately, due to the chat and also the game, I end up going into this fast kind of motion. I'll try my best to slow down a little bit, but then anytime something happens in the game and I try and read the chat, I end up speeding up big time. So I do apologize for that in advance. Box, we're drinking last night as well, says Gordon. Also, we have got like and share, says Mokena. And at this stage, we have been able to hit the 100 likes on this live stream, and it hasn't even started yet. Let's keep on pushing. Can we get to 200 likes by the time we're 10 minutes into this game? If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you do want access to exclusive emojis on the channel with the channel membership, be sure to hit that join button. I will put it in the chat for you, ladies and gentlemen, once I can get it up as well. But they are saying discipline is key. I believe 17 penalties against Argentina in the last match, or somewhere around there, which is something they cannot afford to do up against the All Blacks. Like now as well, says Sean, we are getting very close. Although first, we have got ourselves the national anthems, and that is going to be an exciting contest between these two sides. What can these new players getting the opportunity do up against Argentina? But then Argentina, they've got nothing to lose. They've got the young, talented players out there on the field. Can they pull off the upset like they did last year? We're going to watch in Japan, says Philip. I know it used to be Rugby Pass, but I'm not too sure whereabouts it is now, unfortunately. Hopefully someone from Japan will be able to help you out there in the chat as well. We have got, I think I'll pass, mate. I had a bit too much from the last night as well, says Steve Smith, in terms of the drinking. But nonetheless, we have still got plenty more live streams tonight. So if you guys are keen on a little bit more rugby, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be back for multiple games today. I am quickly going to be putting up. Tell you what, I'm a bit speedy. I actually already have the pinned comment with the Become a Member. I was just working hard to try and get it up, but I've realised it's already there. So I guess pat on the back for myself there. I didn't expect that, but now they are showing Santiago Carreras going to be starting at number 14 for this match. What can he do up against the strong All Black side for this match? Japanese use Wow as well, says Crypto. And also we have got there, the boys are looking good, says Ray Mantis. And also we have got, you can put slow mode on the chat. I think the problem with the chat song kind of going so quick is slow mode's good, although you do end up with all the messages coming through at the same time kind of thing anyway. But at this stage, hopefully we will be able to balance them quite nicely, as even though I'm stuttering all over the place at the moment. We have got, you're doing a good job, mate. As well, says Rene, thank you very much. And all good, Steve Smith, your beast. As well, says Tesla, he certainly is. He is the donation god, I guess you could say, of the channel at the moment. Steve Smith has been supporting us big time. But at this stage, we have got the New Zealand national anthem, which during the national anthems, I normally show you guys the starting lineups for these sides. So we will shuffle over once again, and we can see a lot of changes here for the All Blacks. Joe Moody, Samisoni Takiaho, and Tyrell Lomax as the front row. Then you look, Patrick Tuipulotu, they're resting Brody Retallick for this game. Also no Sam Whitelock, as he is still in New Zealand. Tupavai going to be starting at 5. Ethan Blackadder, Artie Savia returning from his injury, and Hoskins Atutu going to get the opportunity at 8 for the first time. Now TJ Perenara going to be starting at 9. It sounds like my cat is trying to throw up, if I'm not wrong. Damian McKenzie is going to be at 10 for this match. Quinta Pyle, Rico Ioane linking up in the midfield. George Bridge out on one wing, and Will Jordan out on the other, with Geordie Barrett starting at number 15. So whether or not they go McKenzie at the start at 10 and then move him to fullback to have Bowden Barrett start at 10, or whether they go with the Barrett combo between those two Barrett brothers, we'll have to wait and see. But then looking at Argentina, they've got quite a few changes as well in there. So we have got Tesla Bear and Rugby. Seems like a perfect combination until you wake up the next morning as well, says Steve Smith. And also we have got Bring Back Cowboy, says Les Smith. 5 minutes, says Mokina, till the kickoff. It is indeed. And we have also got there, can you keep updates of the NRL playoff game, says Shane. I haven't actually got anything with that game on, so I might have to have a quick look, but I will update you guys at halftime on that one, if that is all right. And also we have got there in the chat, a great Northerns on me as well, says Luke. And the chat, we have also got there 40-15 to the ABs for McKenna's prediction. Nice shooting time, my man. Great chat too, says Uncle. And I am wearing it because, of course, anytime we've got a big match, we have to bring out the suit. And this match is absolutely huge for the All Blacks, with the reason being, if they can win this game, they will pretty much have one hand, if not almost the second, on the Rugby Championship Cup for this year. They've got the one hand on one handle, and they're kind of reaching, trying to touch that other side. But whether or not they can get it, we will have to wait and see. But looking through the replacements, Cody Taylor, George Bauer, and the returning of Tuanga Fassi starting at 18. Scott Barrett at 19. Luke Jacobson having some very good games. 2 tries last week up against Argentina, so he will be coming off the bench, trying to make an impact when he does come on the field for one of those 3 loose forwards. Finley Christie, also a player would love to get himself maybe about half an hour in the later stages of this game, really get a run round. And then Bowden Barrett, Braden Enoord, names start with B. Both start with B, I should say, and they are ready to go in the later stages of this one. Sakino, Muzio, and also Pierreto, just the one change there, and that is Sakino in the number 16 jersey rather than Bosch. Then Guido Petty starting at number 19, Lozana 20 for this one, Garcia 21, Domingo Miotti starting at 22, and then Matthias Maroni going to be starting at number 23 for this one. We will once again shuffle back across. We have got what's the score right now. It is kicking off in only around 5 minutes time, if not around 3. So we are getting very, very close to the start of this game. We have also got there, it's always never again until the next weekend of rugby rolls around, says Steve Smith. And also we have got there from CH, looking good with the shave man. The mustache suits you. Wow, chicka wow, as well, says CH in the chat. Appreciate that, mate. Geordie gets sent off again, says J Pop, although it must be Bowden Barrett's turn to get a red card on Australian soil. We saw Geordie Barrett and also Scott Barrett both getting one in the earlier stages of the Rugby Championship this year for Geordie Barrett, and then last year it was the red card of Scott Barrett, or the year before, sorry, in 2019 at Perth, 4-0 to the Eels. And the NRL says it is a Luke, and also full-time 25-15. Says Naremu, is that to the Pumas or is that to New Zealand? Because, of course, that was the score that they were able to beat the All Blacks with last year. We have got is Geordie Barrett getting too big for his boots as well. Says Joey, has certainly probably got large feet. The man's about 6'5", so he is an individual and a half. But I would say this is a good opportunity for him to really assert himself as the starting number 15 rather than McKenzie while he is starting at number 5. But something they've done in the past when McKenzie starts at 10 or moves to 10 is actually kind of have him fall back a little bit every once in a while. Krema good for a penalty. He is indeed, and now it's going to be the haka. You can see here, Artie Savia at the front, Rico Ioane to his right, and Cody Taylor returning as well. Going to be in that situation of being at the front as well. Who's your pick to score first, Hamish? Says McKenna. My pick was going to be Will Jordan, but if it is a forward, I said that it was going to be Ethan Blackadder in the number 6 jersey as well. And we have got the, are you going to do the haka or just describe it as well, says Lee Smith? I think I will just describe it because it would be relatively hard to do in a suit, although their jerseys are very tight as well, the All Blacks. So probably not the easiest task at this stage. It is going to be Perenara who will be leading the haka. Kapa Opanga for the haka, indeed it is. Maybe they are saving the other one for up against the Springboks next week, but Perenara leading, and it is going to be Adi Savia standing at the front for them in this match. We have what's got there in the chat. Akira Whanau, thoughts on Whainaranuku to replace any chat on that prospect for future selections? I feel like he's not a mile off, Lester Whainaranuku. I believe he actually scored himself 1 or 2 tries in the earlier match up against Northland for Tasman. That was almost a close game up until the final moment. Shannon Frizzell was able to score himself a try in the 80th minute, and they were able to win it by 13 plus. But it's one of those situations that I'm excited to see where they go with it, because I know Jonah Nariki is another name that has been mentioned for the All Blacks in the future. But speaking of the All Blacks, we are only about 30 seconds away from kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, for this one. We have got a new channel member as well. Thank you very much for hitting that channel member button, Onolina. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. But if you do want to have yourself up on the screen and have access to those channel emojis, it is the pinned comment. It takes you to the join button. It is $5 New Zealand a month, and it gives you access to those exclusive emojis and also to the channel live kind of extra little live streams and videos that we will have on the channel. Yako Piper in charge of this match. It is at Suncorp Stadium once again. Nick Berry, Jordan Way, and Damon Murphy are the other 3 referees. Stop distracting the All Blacks as well, says Steve Smith. Also, we have got there the ball emoji and also the Kieran emoji and all of the emojis from Sebastian, in fact, in the chat. And also we have got who do the All Blacks who do the All Blacks play after this game? Cheers. Cecil Les, they are going to be taking on the Springboks 2 weeks in a row. The huddle has been done for the All Blacks. Austin Sadudo and Perenara tripping over each other, I believe. Geordie Barrett needs to have a big game in that number 15 jersey. We have also got the FOC, an upset, says Michael, as I don't show your screen. Says Hunter, unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any match footage or audio, YouTube would strike us and we would get taken straight off YouTube, unfortunately. So I am sorry about that I am unable to show any of the game. What part of New Zealand are you from? I am from South Canterbury, so halfway in between Canterbury and Otago. It's where I am located. And also we have got Behave Yourself, says Steve Smith to Katie Dixon in there. And it's going to be the All Blacks kicking off from right to left for this game at Suncorp Stadium. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Yako Piper getting us underway for the second game at Suncorp Stadium of round 4 of the Rugby Championship. And straight away, it's going to be in the hands of Lavanini. And it's almost started the same way that the last match did. It was actually Joe Moody who did the big hit there. And he's kind of contesting. Oh, it's going to be charged down there and straight in the hands of Argentina. They were going for the kick, and they was just asking the question there. I believe it was Lavanini just asking whether or not that should have been a penalty. Or actually, it was Matthias Alimano who was asking for it. But Bertrand now going to be starting at number 9 for this match, firing it back into the hands of the new man starting at 10, and that is Santiago Carreras. Going to be taken nicely there by Damian McKenzie, attacking the line. Going to be passing it off to George Bridge. Little offload, but he is tackled by Shoko Barres. The All Blacks 30 metres out now. Va'ai getting his first carry of the match, also getting his first start for the All Blacks of the Rugby Championship. Perenara goes back to Barrett, playing at a frantic pace. Tui Pelotu takes contact, runs straight into the 2 locks, and he is down, and they have been told to release him. Still 25 metres out. Perenara passes it across the 2-2, gives it to McKenzie, now breaking the line. Offload back to Tupavai with the step as well from the big lock. Perenara 15 out. Going to be a Lomax now. His first carry of the match. The All Blacks, good face play to start this game off. Something that they did well in the last match up against the Pumas was just keep on hanging on to the ball. Tui Pelotu's looking slim at the moment, I have noticed. 7 phases. Going to be McKenzie now. Offloaded back. Quintal Paya can't quite find the offload. And he has been able to get taken down to ground on the far side. Joe Moody hitting the ball up 10 out here. Julian Montoya straight on the ball, though. And it's a clean turnover for Argentina. That man is in the form of his life at the moment, Julian Montoya. And now it does mean that they will be able to kick this one downfield, I would think, unless it is charged down again. But first, they are going to be just hitting this one up a couple times. It is going to be Gagina who is carrying it. Now Bertrand fires it back. Kicked into touch, and it's a penalty for offside up against the All Blacks there. So Argentina will be able to clear their lines. What with Sanchez as well. He is injured. Unfortunately, ended up getting injured in the last match up against the All Blacks. So because of that, he is out. And hopefully, he's not going to be out for too long, because of the fact he is a very dangerous player. Indeed, we have also got there. I appreciate your commentary. Great stuff. Says Les Smith. Thank you very much, mate. Usually, I appreciate you guys. Trash Peter, not quite. A little bit more self than that, Ian. And also, we have got there 69 world champ, Nature Boy, resounding in the chat as well with the Wolves in there as well. So much enthusiasm. Thank you as well, Session. No worries, mate. I absolutely love watching me a little bit of the Rugby Championship. We also cover all kinds of competitions around the world. We are going to be doing the Gallagher Premiership, bit of the top 14. Also, we will be covering the United Rugby Championship when it starts up, all the internationals, provincial level rugby here in New Zealand. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Julian Montoya just saying that maybe the All Blacks closing that gap just a little bit. And Jaco Paiva is going to send them a little bit separate, and it is going to be the throw now. Julian Montoya, he has not missed a tackle yet in this Rugby Championship. He's sitting about 50 tackles made. I believe he is the second most tackles behind Gonzalo Bertrand, made the 29 in the last match. But now it's going to be a rolling ball here for the Pumas. Crema just flying and hitting Hoskins Satutu from the side. They are trying to slow it down here, and Satutu's going to get himself in trouble. But now Bertrand, going short side. Santiago Carreras with the Gary. 45 out now for the Pumas flying forward. Someone's lost a boot, and it's gone Miles. Not sure whose that is, but they are going to be running around with just the one boot for now. I'm looking around trying to find a foot that just has a sock on it. It's going to be going back now. Juan Cruz Malia, short side, nice hands from it was Juan Martinez, I believe. And then number 6 jersey now, Crema passes back. Santiago Carreras almost lined up. Little offload to Gagina. Back to Crema, still on the side of Argentina, putting together 7 phases now in a row. Very nicely done. Bertrand goes back once again. Gets it to Carreras. Little kick him behind us at the boot. It's going to be bouncing up. Rico Ioane was getting in the way of it, and it's gone into touch. And it will be the All Blacks who have got the line out throw. We have got their first thing I'm going to eat next week is a deluxe quarter from KFC, 2 Big Macs from Macca's, and 6 Chop Top donuts from Duncan as well, says the Snooze. I haven't had a good donut in a long time. I feel like that is something that I would absolutely love to be able to have 0-0 as well, says Makina. It is indeed Argentina and the All Blacks both sitting on their 0 points. What's the score like as well, says Bill. At this stage, I mean, if we're talking about the last game between South Africa and Australia, it was 30 points to Australia, and then it was 17 points to the South Africans, I should say. But it was Hoskins Satutu who did lose the boot there, went flying miles back. Let's put it back on, and he is ready to go. Any live stream link, unfortunately, other than Stan Sports, Sky Go, and also, or Sky in general in New Zealand, and also you've got Supersport in Australia, or South Africa, sorry. I think other than that, there aren't really too many options. Beautiful pronunciation of the players' names, my man as well, says Uncle, and respect. Thank you very much, mate. I do work very hard on trying to make them as close as possible. It's going to be an advantage here for the All Blacks. McKenzie crossed the Tupai just inside of their half here of the All Blacks. Is Pablo Matera out there? Is he wearing headgear? Pablo Matera. Maybe that's why I didn't recognize him. If that is the case, he looks like he's fiddling with it a little bit. But now Ethan Blackadder trying to pierce the line. Great low tackle there from Santiago Medrano, though. Doi Piloto once again inside ball to Tupovai driving at the line here. 45 out now, the All Blacks. And Ethan Blackadder. So it's a 2-2. He's got a bit of speed linking up with Will Jordan. He's got a step as well. Will Jordan, is he going all the way? He's a metre short. He's held up. And it's going to be just short of line. If he was over the line, it would have been a goal line dropout. They're going to be inches from the line here for the All Blacks. Looks like Savia. He sees the line. Does he want it? As he passes it, he offloads it, and it's a try to Tui Pilotu. And he has been able to score the first try of the match there for the All Blacks. Big Patrick Tui Pilotu, his first start for the All Blacks, his first game of the Rugby Championship, and he has started it well and got himself a nice try. But first of all, Will Jordan just pierces the gap like he's having fun out there. So if it was a warmer, he's got speed for days. Will Jordan just breaking tackles for fun, getting inches from the line. But then from there, he did end up strategically, very smartly giving it back. And then from there, it was the try for Patrick Tui Pilotu, whose name I am writing right now. So it's a little bit hard to spell. But first of all, it is the try for the All Blacks. And we are only sitting around 7 minutes or so, I believe, into this game at the moment. Was that a good guess? 5 minutes. It came a little bit quicker there for Patrick Tui Pilotu. We will add that one to the score sheet, but what a try to start this match off for the All Blacks. And I have given him the conversion. It is Jordy Barrett who is kicking this week for the All Blacks. Last week it was Bowden Barrett for a start, and then after that it was going to be the change. I've got that round the wrong way. We go like that, and we go like this, and we go like this, then we go like this, and then we go like this, and then we are good. It's going to be going along the bottom instead, and we have what's got there. And a chat try as well. 6 all in the NRL, says it Brett. And also we have got there Will Jordan is a, where is it? An awesome player, says Shane. He is indeed. And that man, I feel like it's obvious that he is going to either set up a try or score a try each week, pretty much guaranteed a try normally when he plays. But 6 phases to build up that one. 56 metres gain to the All Blacks now have got themselves a 7-point lead. It's going to be a penalty as well, and I believe it is going to be a penalty to Argentina. So they will have an opportunity to get a little bit further back into this game. But also a little bit of push and shove as well out there in the early stages of this one. Quinto Paya is actually the player who was penalised. So we're going to have to wait and see what Argentina decide to do. They are straight out in front. They could take the 3 if they want it, but instead maybe they are going to be going for the corner. What is the call here? I believe it was Quinto Paya. Ethan Blackadder was actually blocking the number 8, I believe. He changed his running lane, which is why that was a penalty. up against Ethan Blackadder there. First time tuning in. Thank you very much for the detailed commentary as well, says Matt. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. I hugely appreciate every single one of you being here. We do cover a lot of competitions around the world. It is actually going to be Emiliano Boffelli who will be kicking this one for Argentina. So far, 63% for his kicking career, 10 out of 16, but he hasn't had too many kicks, and we'll be hoping to up that average just a little bit more in this game. Straight down front, straight down the middle, and now the score is going to be 3 points to Argentina, 7 to the All Blacks as well. Now, this is a huge stack. Argentina this week now have already scored more points than they got last week. So, I mean, onwards and upwards for them at this stage. And who knows? I did say that maybe there could be an upset coming in this game. We will have to wait and see. But we have got there the George emoji from Steve Smith in the chat as well, who is not too happy with that one. Penrith are leading in the NRL as well, 10-6. And also House of Crowd and favourite Super Rugby team, says Shane. Crowd's actually looking pretty full at the moment at Suncorp, which is great to see. It's going to be Pablo Matera there. He looks a little bit different because he has got the headgear on for this one. But the score at the moment, 7 points to the All Blacks, 3 to Argentina after 8 minutes. Bertrand fires it back into the pocket, and Carrera is going to be clearing the lines of Argentina, staying in the field of play, taken by Barrett now, passing it across field to McKenzie. That could be a very exciting combo to watch. Backline movement looking good here. Rieko Ioane steps on the inside offload. It's going to bounce off the head of George Brisbane, bounced off the hand, and now it is going to be the scrum feed for Argentina. Once again, we have also got there, also for the Super Rugby team. Believe it or not, I don't actually have a favourite Super Rugby team because I just love watching every single one of them play, and I find it very hard to pick a favourite for that one. But yeah, it is very exciting getting to see Super Rugby Pacific coming back next year, and it will have Moana Pacifica and also Fiji and Drua will get an opportunity in the competition as well. We have got their Pumas in the chat from Centris, and also we have got their Pumas will lose, says Les Smith, and also we have got their, speaking of donuts, Argentina not getting any this week. That is true. They have been able to do very nicely. The pack weights here, very nicely in terms of that weight, 900 kgs for Argentina, 919 for the All Blacks as well. So two very big four-packs. Which part of Argentina are you from, Hamish, as well? Says Sebastian. I'd just go Buenos Aires if I had to have a guess at anywhere in Argentina. I can't really think of too many other locations, unfortunately, over there. But I have got the mustache, which I have been called, or I have been said that I kind of look Colombian, which I'm not sure whether or not that is a fair assumption. But Argentina are on board. They can, or can they maintain the pace, says Mokina. That is a huge question, and they were able to do it for around 30 minutes or so in the last match. But then the All Blacks, I will think they will do a very similar style to what the Wallabies did up against the Springboks, and that will be kick the ball downfield rather than finding touch and slowing the game down. Kick it down and make Argentina run it back at you and chase that ball around, because then it will tire them out. It's going to be a big push. Argentina keeping this one. Bertrand passes it back to Carreras. Beautiful offload here. Anara and a big hit there with Shaka Perez, who was just hitting the ball up very nicely. Still on the side here for Argentina, going to be Matthias Alemano to take the contact, and now Bertrand going to be rolling it back here for Argentina. 10 minutes into this game already. It's flying by. It's going to be a high ball, and it's going to be George Bridge taking it in the air very nicely. Close to the touchline, but good low tackle from Crema and Shaka Perez to be able to slow him down. Perinara gives it to Savia now. One of his first carries back from his injury. He was at the front of the hugger. He wants to lead them to a win here for the All Blacks. Perinara now looking like he is going to be kicking. It looks like he's going to be kicking on the left boot for this one. Kicking high. And George Bridge once again going to be chasing this one. Good under a high ball. Taking it beautifully. George Bridge getting the acceleration going as well. But Julio Montoya able to make the tackle 45 metres out. Perinara gives it to McKenzie. On the outside, skip pass. Rieko Ioane. Hoskins a 2-2. Back in his pace down the wing. Didn't find the offload to Will Jordan on the outside, but near the far touch side. The All Blacks going to be 40 metres out. Moody gets it back to Tupaya. Jerome pass. It's going to be Tuipulotu. Great offload to Tyrell Lomax. Not quite able to find that offload to Montoya. Almost getting that one, but did end up leaving his feet due to being dragged, and it is going to be an advantage. Samasoni Takiaho, the bulldozer, and the number 2 jersey, trying to get his way over the line. Joe Moody once again. They've still got the advantage. Big hit on him by Montoya. And Crema. Perinara goes back to McKenzie, just in an up phase after phase. Ethan Blackadder takes it nicely there for the All Blacks up to the 22 now. By a low pass to McKenzie. He was able to take it, and now he's getting back up. He's getting absolutely surrounded by the big Pumas forwards. Perinara once again going to be hitting it up. Gives it to Geordie Barrett now. Going to be running the line like he is a forward. Offload there as well, and they are going back for the penalty to the All Blacks after 10 phases. We have got tuning in from Whanganui as well, my man, as well, says Uncle. They are welcome. And we got people from all around the world and also from all around New Zealand. We have got as well, definitely to Northern Colombia as well, says Ross. And also we have got there, and the Otago says Les Smith, and also tuning in the pretzel sounds so good right now, says Katie Dixon. It does indeed. And also we have got, now that you mention it, You do look a bit like a powder entrepreneur for Sebastian. And also, they got half a pretzel right now, Argentina as well, says Steve Smith. And straight out in front, the All Blacks are going to be taking on the 3 points, which I guess you could consider being a little bit of a positive for Argentina, because the fact that the All Blacks, rather than going for the corner, they are taking the 3 points to give them back to being 7 ahead. Looks like Nick White as well says Cold Games, although I am nowhere near as thick in terms of the mustache as Nick White. I had to add as the mustache, or else he would have been very offended indeed. But Geordie Barrett straight on front, going to be kicking this one once again for the All Blacks. Leonard Brown on the water today, so his hamstring hopefully has recovered to about the stage of him wanting to play in that game up against the All Blacks next week. But we will add this one because I believe Geordie Barrett straight on front should be nice and easy for that man. He can kick them 50 metres. This one is only from about 30 out, and he will be hoping to get this one straight down the middle. Geordie Barrett, he's got that one, and now the score after 13 minutes going to be 10 to the All Blacks and 3 to Argentina. So an early start for both sides, being able to get quite a few points early on. But the big question is, how long are Argentina going to be able to hang in this game? It looks like Pablo Escobar's hitman. It's us, sister side also. Man, Moody took a knock as well, says McKenna. Yeah, huge amount of contact between those guys. And he actually had a massive hit on the Argentine who took the kickoff. And it's an interesting one because of the fact that it kind of, last week it was the other way around in terms of the fact it was Pablo Matera taking it on the other end of the field and Nepo Lalala lining him up. So Moody starting this game with the physicalness as well. That's going to be Geordie Barrett taking that one. Almost a block. Quintal Pye now breaking the line, trying to find the offload, not quite able to, but Perenara now playing it quickly, goes around the back up to Ipolotu. Damian McKenzie inside of the 22, kicking it down the middle of the field, taken nicely by Juan Cruz Malia, 40 metres out from the Argentine line, kicking it high and chasing it. 2 Argentine players getting close. It's going to be Carreras, almost able to take him over. McKenzie gets in and finds the offload now, and Barrett sees the space in mind. Is he going for the 50-22? Straight down the middle of the field, taken nicely though by, it was the man in number 14 jersey, which I believe for this one is Lucio Cinti. Actually, he was 13. Close to the touchline, taken by McKenzie. Knowing exactly where their white line is now. It is going to be Will Jordan, a little chip up behind, and he is chasing as well. Will Jordan trying to get the sit of the bounce. Oh, he almost took the player in the air, but he did pull out of it very well there. Did not end up with a penalty against them. Now it's going to be Bertrano once again going back to the hands of, it was Thomas Alemano getting the carry. This game's being played at a frantic pace between these two sides. Bit of kicking, but it is just everyone running around everywhere. Geordie Barrett lining up, taking it nicely there, and met in the tackle by Pablo Matera. 40 metres out from their line now. The All Blacks passing it back. McKenzie once again going for the kick. Looks like this time looking for a bit more space, but it's going to be taken nicely by Emiliano Boffelli. Takes it inside of the 22 as well. Very strategic because of the fact he can find touch with this ball, but it is a kicking battle out there between these two sides. And we have what's got there. Artie solidifies the middle as well, says McKenna. So I know a lot of people prefer Artie Savia at 7 rather than 8. So do let me know in the chat, do you prefer him at 7 or do you prefer him starting in the number 8 jersey for maybe the matchup against the Springboks next week? We would just put him, hey, from East Africa, go the ABs as well, says Tony. And also we have got there the hunt for Hamish's millions as well, says Ray Mantis. And also we have got, if New Zealand win with bonus points, do we win the championship, says Shane. Pretty much it is all but that they will win it, because the Springboks would have to beat the All Blacks by 3 tries or more in both of their games and also have a very good points differential. So it would be incredibly tough for them to be able to do. If the Springboks have received that bonus point, though, in the game up against the Wallabies, it could have been a different story. But Samasoni Takiaho now 35 metres out, and it's a rolling maul for the All Blacks, just marching forward. The Argentines trying not to commit too many men to it. But now Perenara going to be going around the side, looking like another set play opening up for the All Blacks. Rico Ioane linking up with Geordie Barrett almost through the gap. But great tackle there from Cinti to stop him from being able to find the offload. McKenzie now quick answer. George Bridge with a step as well on the inside, tackled by Pablo Matera and also Juan Cruz Malia, which means there will be a gap somewhere. Savia takes it, goes back to Quintal Pye with the step as well, crawling forward after being tackled by Julian Montoya. Perenara short side. Geordie Barrett gets that ball just a little bit low. They lost all momentum, still found the offload though. Savia now 35 out, sells a massive dummy. But instead now is going to be tackled by Julian Montoya, who I don't believe has missed a tackle yet in this competition. Now it's quick hands. George Bridge hitting the ball up. Pablo Matera, no. And it was Lavanini trying to get straight on the ball, but they weren't able to. The Argentina Perenara passes to Savia with a good leg drive, tackled by Medrano. Perenara once again goes back. McKenzie gives it to Lomax. Now Quintal Pye breaking the line, offload back as well. To Samasoni Takiaho, Will Jordan. If it is backwards, it will be a try, but it's been called back as a forward pass. And that is going to be almost a try for Will Jordan that we expect to be more exciting to watch than the last match as well, says C. Smith. And Hardy, it's 8 of Sam Kane is back, as well, says Morpheus. And also Sam Kane's shoulder is still injured as well. I believe he is still in that situation, but Samasoni Takiaho tries to sell. Oh, that's actually a little bit flatter but it did go forward from that other angle. You can see Samasoni Takiaho tried to bend the wrist so that it was going backwards, but just didn't quite get it right there. And we have got Bulla from Fiji as well. Says Sitariki, welcome in to the live stream, mate. It is great to see so many of you guys here for this match. Started at 10:05 New Zealand time. We are going to be up pretty much all night with the rugby. We have got a Gallagher Premiership game at 2 a.m. that we are going to be covering on the channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave that like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, even though my voice will probably disappear at some stage. Hopefully it will stick around. So yeah, at this stage, we are still going all through the night with top 14, Gallagher Premiership, you name it. We are going to be covering on the channel, and also the round fairly shield for the Bunnings NPC tomorrow between Hawke's Bay and the Bay of Plenty. That one's gone down in the front row there. Jaco Piper has set, so now it is going to be a scrum reset on the 22 of Argentina, and they will still have the feed for this one. Will ABs gain anything in the rankings if they win this match? I know it's close, but New Zealand don't need much to take over number one spot, says Steve Smith. I believe someone mentioned it a little bit earlier on. They're about 0.6 behind South Africa at the moment. So what the All Blacks would have to do, they would have to win this game, I would say, by quite a few points, maybe about 50, or I was going to say 50, but maybe around 40 points. And also, because of the fact that this is considered a home game for Argentina, it will be that similar situation to what it was last week for South Africa, losing their home game, or so to say, that it was a home game. So that would mean that the All Blacks would get just that little bit more of a boost. So it's going to be very close indeed. It's going to be a free kick there for Argentina. They have had a couple goes at scrum time. Joe Mooney not too happy about it, but it does mean now it's a free kick for Argentina. Go the Bay as well, says Morpheus. And also, well, Australia beat South Africa 30 points to 17 full time. They did indeed, and they also got the bonus point there, which was very impressive indeed. And when does DMAC New Zealand make a DMAC, or Mickey D's New Zealand make a DMAC? We did say that, I think, on the podcast we wanted to see a Damian McNeil or something along those lines for Damian McKenzie. But at this stage now, it's going to be Geordie Barrett with the carry there. I was trying to think of other names that we could call it a McKenzie combo, maybe something like that. But now it's going to be Hoskins to do on the outside because it is Samasoni Takiaho. Great low tackle from Shoko Barres though. Now fires it back, McKenzie. Geordie Barrett through the gap, and he's going. Geordie Barrett with the step as well. A great tackle there. He's tried to find the offload. It's bouncing back, taken almost by Rico Ioane, but it's gone backwards, has it? No, it is a knock on from Rico Ioane, and it is now going to be the scrum feed for Argentina once again. What time Shield game tomorrow? It is going to be a 2 p.m. kickoff, or 2:05 p.m. I believe, if I'm not wrong, just 50 to do it as well. It's possible with the ABs, says Steve Momen from South Africa, says Anthony. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Do you play rugby video games? Says MB. I do indeed. We have got quite a few videos on Rugby Challenge 4 if you guys are keen to be able to watch those on the channel. And also, we've got a Kiwi Lads gaming channel if you guys are keen to be able to see that as well. But yeah, pretty much we've got a whole heap of Rugby Challenge 4 content on the channel, but we are going to be bringing out new games. Maybe even, if you guys are keen, I could release my video. Haven't edited it yet, but it is myself and George playing this match. Was an interesting result, some interesting commentary thrown in there as well, if that is something you are keen for. 7 for a hat-trick. As well, says Sitariki, he is not playing for this game, but Will Jordan for a hat-trick is a very good shout because of the fact he is in that number 14 jersey, and it's very dangerous. Bertrano now feeding that ball, and big push from the All Blacks, but the ball came out, and it will be now kick downfield from Juan Cruz Malia. Good distance on that one. Going to be taken nicely by Geordie Barrett just outside of the 22 of the All Blacks. Looked like he was going to be kicking it. Almost tackled high by Crema there. Still spinning. Geordie Barrett trying to get himself many running meters throughout the early stages of this one. Vi now. Little no-look pass to Samasoni Takiaho. The Chiefs players linking up very nicely out there. There's quite a few of them in this match as well. Also, Twin Tupai and McKenzie. Two other players that you could say from the Chiefs around the side. Hoskins to Tutu. Making a few extra meters for the All Blacks. Up to 5 phases now. It's going to be Vi breaking the tackle straight in there. Pablo Matera, but the ball is available for the All Blacks. 45 out. McKenzie, little chip behind. Will Jordan taking it. He's got Rico Ioane with him. What a try. That is for the All Blacks, and that was a brilliant setup, but was it forward? They're going to probably go back to see whether or not maybe Jordan was offside at the time, but he's that quick, that man, that maybe he would have been onside there. But that's a beautiful try from the All Blacks once again. Who's playing in the Shield Challenge? It is going to be the game between Hawke's Bay and Bay of Plenty. They're just going to check this one to see whether or not Will Jordan is behind Damian McKenzie at the time of the kick. Oh, timing. I think that was timing. Oh, is that forward though? There's going to be a couple of moments. There could be a forward pass there. That would be a shame to disallow that one, but it is going to be one of those ones that, yeah, that's forward. I believe that's forward. That's going to be a no try there. Time for another try, says Ian, and also we have got there in the chat. So thanks for the live feed, mate, from China as well. Says Sean, so welcome in, mate. What time is it in China at the moment? Do let me know. I believe that was forward, and that will mean that it is going to be another no try for the All Blacks. We have got Go All Blacks as well, says Kato, and also we have got there New Zealand Chess Chance Series would be cool as well, says Lance. And also Rico Ioane is the fastest AB, I reckon, says Mokina. Although Will Jordan's right up there as well. He's deceptively quick, Will Jordan, and he has got plenty of pace to show for it when he is out on the field, but just not quite able to get that one. He's actually had two now that he was almost able to score himself and also almost able to set up the try for Rico Ioane, but he wasn't quite able to do so. And we have got the George emojis for Steve Smith in the chat. And also, if Australia do well into the spring tour, I believe they are back as well. I mean, at the end of the day, they are sitting third in the World Rugby rankings at the moment, which is absolutely awesome. Link for the match, says Thomas. Unfortunately, other than on Sky, Stan Sport, and also you have got DSTV in South Africa, I don't believe there's too many other providers who are showing this game for free, although they were showing the game earlier on with a VPN in Australia if you did the game between the Springboks and the Wallabies. But unfortunately, I don't believe they're doing this game as well. Listening in from Japan, enjoying your commentary. Tulmiki as well says Grant rolls music, so welcome in to the live stream as well. Green from New Zealand to you and Argentinian as well, says Wayne. And at the stage, they are just showing the All Blacks. They have had a lot of possession in the early stages. 63 tackles made by Argentina so far compared to the All Blacks, who have only had to make less than the 30 as well. Greetings from Argentina, says Ali as well. So we have got people from all around the world watching. I believe at this stage, it is 7:30 a.m. in Argentina. It's a scrum win to the All Blacks. Are they taking it quickly? They were thinking about it, but instead they have decided to slow it down. What to do from here? They're straight out in front. They could get themselves the 3 points to get a lead by 10. Illegal wheeling is the call up against Agena, I believe it was, up against Tyrell Lomax in that front row. South Africa fans and now in bed as well, says Stanley Murphy. Although it is only lunchtime in South Africa, I believe, if I'm not wrong, and we almost got there into the chat. Doing good to hold the ABs to the score as well, says Mokina. And it is just that situation of how long until Argentina slow down, because we know that the All Blacks can keep a pace for 80 minutes of a game. So we will have to wait and see whether or not Argentina can do the same in this one. Great commentary. How much is left in this half? At this stage, we are sitting 23 minutes through this game. So there is still plenty of time at another 16 and a half minutes for the All Blacks or Argentina to be able to score themselves a try. Argentina lack consistency, a lot of consistency as well, says Steve Smith. It is a bit of a shame that they are such a good nation. Like I mentioned it on the podcast as well, they've traveled all around the world, Argentina, to try and get themselves into the position of being able to win these games. They've got the passion, they've got the heart, but they just haven't quite been able to get those results going. And it's going to be the same rolling maul here for the All Blacks. 10 metres out and it has gone down in the front row now. It's going to be, Pedernada, has he got this one? He's trying to wrestle it down, and it's going to be the scrum now for the Pumas. They have been able to shut it down. 24 minutes gone as well. Are the Argentinian players much better tonight, guys, as well, says Wayne? They're doing decently so far in terms of making those tackles. I believe that was actually, Alimano, who might have been able to get that one for his side, or actually Thomas Lavanini was the name there. And 24 minutes gone, says Tesla, and also Joe Moody Wrecking Ball, says Mokina. But I'm hoping to see Argentina really get it going at the end of this first half, because we did see 2 late tries for the All Blacks in the last game that was played between the two sides, and maybe they can fight back a little bit in this one, Argentina, but only 5 metres out from their line as well. It's going to be tough to be able to get down the field from here. Can you believe Joe Moody grew up on the Marae, and it's like a hearty as Murray fella as well, says Johnny Blaze. I didn't actually know that, so that is a little bit of a fun fact there as well. Of course, also a Māori language week here in New Zealand. I should probably be able to throw around a few more terms, but I only know see you next week, which I may use at the end of this live stream. But now it's out the back, and the All Blacks are going to be all over the ball, and it's going to be now a penalty to the All Blacks at scrum time. Once again, they are looking strong with the extra 19 kg advantage here, and it's offside is the call up against Argentina there. Argentina is the Italy of this championship, only better as well, says Steve Smith. And Goodhue never getting 12 or 13 back. It's going to be tough for him because of the fact that at the end of the day, like, you know, you've got a couple of very informed players. David Arveli's not even playing in this game, and he is the option. And I assume he will start at 12 for the All Blacks. What are they deciding here? Pedernada having a chat with the boys. I think they are going for another scrum here for the All Blacks. Maybe get that scrum penalty and then, or scrum advantage, go out the back line. George Bridge scored a try. That is my prediction for this one. Hoskins, the 2-2 off the back, and then getting very close, and then boom, 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 out to George Bridge out on the wing. We have got greetings from New Zealand as well, says Josh. So welcome in, and world class team, Argentina, but need to shine a bit more, says Les Smith. It's going to be an interesting game up against Australia next week, because Australia are in form, and are they going to be able to continue on that momentum into the next game up against Argentina? Now it's going to be a big push here. Hoskins to do off the back. He's gone to Pedernada. They've gone short side instead, and Pedernada has scored the try there for the All Blacks. And in the number 9 jersey, TJ back in the starting lineup for the All Blacks. He was in the starting lineup last week, back from Japan, and he has now been able to score the try for the All Blacks. Now 15 points to the All Blacks and 3 to Argentina. The second try of the match for the All Blacks as well. They are going for the bonus point, and if they get one more try, and that is how it stands at the end of the match, they will receive that bonus point. But Perenara sells the dummy, drops the head as well, just puts the body on the line and drives over there to score the try for the New Zealand side. Once again, the All Blacks. We'll add that one. We'll add that one. Can you please put a timer on, mate? As I said, Ryan, unfortunately, due to my software that I use for streaming, I actually asked them whether or not they would look at adding an option of being able to put a timer, and they were just like, yeah, we'll look at it. And that was 6 months ago. So I don't think they're going to have a timer anytime soon, but I will try and work out exactly how to do it, although I don't think it is possible through the live streaming software that I do use at the moment. And I said timer would be good as well. I will try my best to keep you guys informed with the time for now, but yeah, I will look into options of how to get it up. Even if it's just I put maybe one on the forehead of Kieran, just a little clock or something, so you guys know exactly how much time there is. And it's also try in the chat. And unlucky loss to for Waikato against Canterbury. Mate, says Wayne. Tell you what, it was a close game right down to the wire. That last kick needed to go over from, I believe it was Fletcher Smith, if I'm not wrong, who did have the kick. There was quite a bit of controversy around the later stages of that game, but yeah, Waikato just missing out by 1 point up against Canterbury. Very close game indeed, but they are still sitting top other than Tasman now, so they are actually second. That one's gone down the middle from Geordie Barrett. And Wellington lost their game to Taranaki a little bit earlier on today as well, so it's kind of all shaping up differently, but Taranaki looking like the side that could get themselves into the situation of being promoted into the championship. We have got their holes as big as the Ozone as well, says McKinnon. Also, we have got there in the chat, let's go TJ from Josh. And also, we have got how about a timer on your head, as well says Les Smith. Well, I mean, on my head, there's probably enough space on my forehead out on the full there, unfortunately, from the Pumas. And now we will be going back to halfway, and the All Blacks will have the options here. Give Kieran a wristwatch as well, says Katie, although his hand is stuck to his ball. And the ball in it, I'm going to have to show it. His hand is stuck to the rugby ball, is where it is. That was a sentence that was a bit interesting. But yeah, he's got his hand stuck on his ball at the moment. So it is a little bit tough to find him. He's got a wristwatch maybe as an option down there. On the other hand, that he has got himself, and also we have got, I'm betting the ABs will beat the Box with a bonus point as well, says Ryan. That is a very big shout as well. We also got there. Thank you for this. I'm unable to watch the game. Thank you for giving us a commentary as well, says Josh. No worries, mate. If you are new to the channel, anyone who is watching, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Almost 70% of the position going the way here of the All Blacks early on in this game up against Argentina. And Argentina, they will be having flashbacks to the last match. That is what happened. And the All Blacks were able to just run them down and were able to get a couple late tries in the first half. We're sitting 28 minutes through at the moment. 11:30 to go as well, says Tesla, for the time on the clock. And also we have got I have no wrists as well, says KT Dixon from Kieran. And do Otago play this week? I believe they don't, unfortunately. I think it is only Hawke's Bay playing. It is Bay of Plenty, and then that is the only game that will be taking place on Sunday. But next week they do have a game. Rico Ioane now trying to break the line, but great low tackle there from Choco Perez. Currently sitting 40 metres out here, the All Blacks. Joe Moody passes it, or doesn't get the ball, I should say, from the pass of Perenara, having to get to the breakdown very quickly because they're just going face after face. George Bridge once again tackled low by Marcos Crema. Choco Perez making another tackle as well. Now it's going to be Tokiaho getting another carry for the All Blacks. It's been very busy for them, phase after phase. Lomax drops the ball. It's still going backwards. Geordie Barrett now trying to link up once again, going for the spin tactic. Geordie Barrett there. It's available, though, once again for the All Blacks. McKenzie gives it to Joe Moody on the halfway line, trying to fend off the tackle of Lavanini, but wasn't quite able to. Takiao around the side, trying to pierce the gap, almost starting a rolling maul there for the All Blacks, but they're still 45 metres out. 8 phases in, though. Kieran's going down, and now it's going to be D-Mac. Gives it to Rico Ioane now, stepping through the gap. Rico Ioane, he's got Perenara with him. He sells the dummy, goes himself. He is selfish, Rico Ioane, and he luckily has been able to score the try. Oh, you're right, Kieran. Rico Ioane tackles, mate. He didn't score the try there, Rico Ioane, and it's a penalty, a metre short past the damn ball, Rico. You're going to get yourself in trouble there. Decided to sell the dummy, didn't give it to Perenara, win himself, and then a metre short, ended up going again after being tackled and gives away the penalty we have got there. I can watch on Stan, but he ended up just being a spoiler as well, says Steve Smith. Yeah, I believe we are about 40 seconds behind live, if I'm not wrong, and beautiful as well, says the Ryan. And damn, says Tesla as well. And in the chat from Katie Dixon, and also to do that so bad, though, says that Tesla, although they are up against a very tough side. Says you're right, Rico. Be more like your brother as well, says Sebastian. And that is something that Akira Ioane has actually been developing very nicely. Is passing that ball. Do it for Jonah, please, as well. Says Anika Enrico's a bullet. Says Tesla and yeehaw in the chat from Ray Mantis. And yeah, it's got there. Rico is a greedy show off as well, says Ross McIntyre. I can't even remember what I said right when he went for it. I think I said something about he's being greedy or something along those lines. It kind of just rolled off the tongue, which isn't something good because of the fact that you don't really want to have a player who will go himself rather than passing it when you're that close to the line And I don't want to say that it could cost the All Blacks in this game. I feel like they'll still get the bonus point, but that could be a big moment in a game if he did decide to do it up against someone like the Springboks. From a Buck fan, the All Blacks deserve that number 1 spot as well. Says the Ryan, and now it's going to be a great low tackle on George Bridge. Almost smashed in the tackle by Crema. Looked like he was a little bit shaky, but now Sony Takiao running sideways, tackled by Pablo Matera. Gets up, goes again, and it's a penalty as he was held in the tackle by Lavanini. We've got Rico's got Wheels Man. He does indeed, and you said selfish as well. Says that Uso. It just looked so open for the drawing pass for Perenara to be able to finish that one, but instead he went himself there. Rico Ioane, big contact on Sony Takiao, and it was Lavanini who was able to drag him down. But I will mention at this stage we are sitting on 214 likes, and we are not even at halftime yet. We're 30 minutes in. The All Blacks are winning this game 17 points to 13, with the 2 tries coming for TJ Perenara and also Patrick Tuipulotu. And also we have got Rico with the pig money as well in the chat from Zach Greedy Pig, maybe from Steve. So that also is Rico Ioane having a good game. He's running onto the ball nicely, got plenty of pace, been able to break the line as well. But it is just a couple of those big moments of deciding to go himself. He almost had the try off the pass of Will Jordan as well, though, as his option. But they are shown here. The game tomorrow, 2 p.m., the Bunnings NPC. It's going to be Hawke's Bay taking on Bay of Plenty. I may even still be awake, if I'm not wrong. At that time, we may have gone right through the whole day. We have got Bunnings NPC tomorrow, also top 14, and there will be a live stream for the Gallagher Premiership in the middle of the night, maybe even one at 7:05 a.m. We're going to be up pretty much all night, so if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going as long as we can before we end up completely crashing. NRL update, Penrith are winning up against the Eels 8-6. Tight game in the first half, and also sensible Josh, but we like to win as well, says Ian. And also if the Avies need to lose a bit, they're always winning, and there's only so much they can learn being number 1, says Josh. And that's the thing as well. I want Argentina to push them in this game, because if they push them here, Argentina, the All Blacks will have to go into the game up against the Springboks, maybe not with as much confidence, and then that could lead to them being able to really put on a show in that 100th Test match. It's going to be going into the hands now, taken nicely, Alemano. I would have taken it. It's going to be a rolling maul here for the Pumas. They weren't able to score last week, just scoring the 1 try so far in the Rugby Championship, going forward, but then the All Blacks all over that ball rolling maul defence, and it is going to be the scrum feed now for the All Blacks just out from their line. What did you think of Taranaki win as well as Ryan? It was very impressive, because Wellington, they were in the Premiership. Taranaki are only in the Championship, and they were able to get the win over Wellington coming into the match as underdogs as well. Was very impressive indeed. And also we have got there any intercept tries, not yet in this game. We haven't seen any, just a couple tries, one for Tui Pilotu from a quick tap taken by the All Blacks, so actually off the back of the scrum, and also the second was off the back of the scrum as well, I believe. Going to be a hard game next week. Excited to see the turnout as well, says Josh. Going to be an absolutely awesome one. Put the monitor behind you so we can watch the game as well, says Les. Unfortunately, even that, they do pick up on Sansa. They're very strict with their copyright. We've had a live stream before that we actually ended up getting copyright strikes before the live stream even started, and we were going to be banned for 3 months off YouTube. But luckily, I was somehow able to negotiate my way out of it. Took a lot of effort as well. We almost missed the whole of the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, but now Hoskins Atutu driving forward inside of the 22. Perenara going to be passing it back to Damien McKenzie, going for the kick downfield. Putting a bit of height on it as well, just going into the half of the Pumas. 34 minutes into this game. Juan Cruz Malia now trying to link up on the outside. It's going to be drawing past almost, but Cinti slips. 40 out. Going to be now in the hands of Matthias Alemano, or Lavanini, sorry, just stood there and got confused about whether or not to go forward or back. And now it's going to be drawing past Carreras, give it to Emiliano Boffelli. Carreras once again passing it back. Can Argentina score themselves a try here? It's going to be now in the hands of Pablo Matera. He's lost the headgear. He smashed his face on the ground when he was tackled, but now it's going to be Crema driving forward here for the All Blacks. They've got the advantage as well. We Argentina passing it back now. Carreras drawing pass. Rico Ioane committed. He's dropped the ball on top of Rico's head. And it's going to be Juan Cruz Malia who was able to clean it up. Still with the advantage here, Argentina. And they are going short side. Chocobaré selling the dummy. Tackled in the end by Satutu. And also it was Vai. Short side once again here, Argentina. They are sticking with it. Emiliano Boffelli tackled as well. They're up to 9 phases here for Argentina. Going to be Gagina. Tackled low by, I believe it would have been another advantage. Yes, it is. Crema now dragged down by Ethan Blackadder. It was Samasoni Takeaho getting on the ball, and now it is going back for the penalty to Argentina as well. We have got, if you want Hamish to show the game, get all your friends to subscribe, then get all their friends to subscribe, get Kiwilas to 1 million subs so they can afford the rights to the game as well, says Katie Dixon. That is a good point. Maybe one day we will be able to show the highlights on this YouTube channel. That would be actually absolutely incredible if we did get to the stage of being able to show the highlights and kind of analyze those ones as well. We have got there, shame Pablo got smashed as well in the chat, says Ryan. Also, you should commentate horse racing. Not many can talk fast for a period of time as well, says Josh, which is pretty much why when we get to the later matches of the day, it's just going to be like my voice is going to disappear. Oh, a little bit of a face-off there between Samasoni Takiao and Bertrand Renault. And Bertrand Renault not really stepping down from the big man, and now they are going for the corner once again here, Argentina. And we have got there in the chat, come on, Argentina score, says Steve Smith. And also, any warning from the ref, says John? Not yet. We haven't heard the warning for the All Blacks, as I believe the penalties are about 5-5 at this stage. But it is 2 penalties in a row up against the All Blacks now inside of their half. We've also got, you heard the ladies support the channel, and big love to all of you. Absolute legend, says Sebastian. It is indeed. And now Julio Montoya, absolute legend at the moment, playing in that number 2 jersey, not missing many tackles at all in this competition, if any. And also now would like to get himself a rolling ball try. Going into the hands nicely of Alemano. And it is going to be set. Last time we had a rolling ball here, the All Blacks, they were able to defend it. Are they going to be able to do the same? It's going to be Julio Montoya breaking off, but unfortunately, it was considered as a separate maul. And Julio Montoya is shoved by Will Jordan there. And he is asking the question of what is that for? And Julio Montoya is telling him something, probably more than likely in Spanish, but we have got Rico already scored, as I says Mokina, although it was actually turned down in that regard, so he didn't get that try. In the end, we have got the New Zealand version of Report of the Week pizza review at halftime, please, says Greg Walsh. Maybe if we do get a pizza sponsor, we will be able to do a little bit of a pizza review. The problem here is it is a half an hour kind of journey to go to a Pizza Hut or a Domino's here in New Zealand. Unfortunately, we've got probably, you got half an hour there, half an hour back, and then about 15 minutes to get the pizza. And I believe they will be closed at 12, so I'm not sure whether or not we will be able to quite get a pizza for this one. Give this commentator a knighthood, mate. Great commentator as well, says Sal. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate that. I'm not sure whether or not we will get a Sir Kiwi Lads anytime soon, but it is a nice thought indeed. Currently 2.5 minutes left in this first half. 2 tries for the All Blacks, none for the Argentine side, but they have been able to get that one, I believe. That would have almost been throwing the man across the lineup, but Satutu now going to be only 45 metres out. Julio Montoya with another turnover, but Perinara straight on the ball there, and that's going to be, no, it was almost a penalty straight back for the All Blacks. Going short side now. It's going to be Juan Gonzalez just suplexed almost by, it was Samasoni Takiao. Going back across Falco Guiana, getting another carry here. Can they get a try before halftime? Argentina, 2 minutes to do so. Now it's going to be Santiago Mirano. That carrier, like I mentioned, plays a lot of his rugby for the Western Force alongside Domingo Miotti, who will be coming off the bench a little bit later on as cover for Sanchez's injury. Going back across Bertrand, nice step from Santiago Carreras by Savia. And at this stage, there are 2 players kind of holding each other down. It was Satutu and also Bertrand off to the side. Good clean out once again by the Argentines. They're going short side, breaking through here. Emiliano Boffelli not quite able to link up. And Savia trying to get straight in that breakdown, not quite able to get it. Going short side here. Quick hands, Juan Cruz Malia. Gives it out into the hands of Carreras. Bertrand nailed in the tackle there. Boy, it was Perinara, and it's the penalty to the All Blacks by Damian McKenzie getting in there, winning the not releasing Nigel Owens, the YouTuber as well. Says McKinney, he actually does quite a few on World Rugby, I believe, at this stage, kind of talking about all of the kind of things that are happening in the refereeing world. A weekly series, if I'm not wrong, halftime, Bucky soon as well, says Tesla, and also I agree, Katie says Tico as well. In it, the day, and Pumas should have taken the points, says Ryan, and not even halftime yet. And I was in bed, and then I heard the notification on my iPad. Says that it was Sweaty Face, I believe, is how to pronounce that one. Don't think Hamish goes out enough to get COVID as well. Says Steve Smith. That is a good point. I hardly leave the house, but I have actually got my vaccine, believe it or not. So I'm in that situation of, if I did go out, we are still masked here in New Zealand because of the fact level 2 point-ish we are sitting at the moment. But it might drop next week to level 1, which will mean we have more opportunities of going out and about, possibly to get ourselves a nice pizza. That's going to be on the cards. And boys, or Solid Boys take 3 as well, says Mapa. And also we have got now the ball going into Ipolotu, able to claim it off the rolling ball 35 metres out. And Samasoni Takiaho has got this ball in hand now. Getting forced backwards a little bit. Perinara breaking off the back here. Going to be passing it back. McKenzie. Rico Ioane now gives it to Geordie Barrett. Good carry once again. 40 metres out now for the All Blacks from their own line. Perinara gives it to Samasoni Takiaho. Breaking tackles for fun. And he is still going. The whole shirt has been ripped to that man at the moment. Dragged down by Santiago Carreras. Now that's going to be the halftime siren. Vai once again getting another carry, and they would absolutely love to be able to be in the situation of having a bonus point going into halftime. Going back, McKenzie now. Flat ball to Ethan Black, and my voice is trying to disappear. Perinara gives it to Will Jordan now. Samasoni Takiaho playing with the open shirt look at the moment for him. 45 out, Bernardo once again going to the right-hand side. It's going to be drawn past Savia. Little chip in behind from Artie. Savia sits up almost for him, but Tupaya able to take it there, getting close. He has been dragged down only 5 metres out there. Bernardo now pulling the ball back. McKenzie looking for the option. They've got the advantage as well. Jordy Barrett stepping 5 metres out here for the All Blacks. Can they get themselves a try in the early stages or the late stages of this first half? And McKenzie passes it back to Paya. They've still got the advantage, and this is actually playing into the All Blacks' hands because the more tackles that Argentina have to make here, the tighter they will be late in the game. Blackadder finding offload back to McKenzie, trying to find the gap at the moment. He's going to offload it to Satutu. We'll be in this ball up. They've still got the penalty advantage. Blackadder trying to drag him forward just a little bit more. Pablo Matera with a bit of a counteract. Savia around the side getting dragged back by a player on the side of the All Blacks. Samasoni Takiao drops the head. Only 3 minutes short now. 11 phases now for the All Blacks here. It looks like Tyrell Lomax going to back himself to have a carry. Can he get over the line here? They got Tyrell Lomax not able to. Getting closer and closer. Savia, does he back himself? Yes, he does. He's going to be short of the line though. And at the stage, Piranari, he's looking right. I believe he will go right, even though he's looking left. I think he is going to sell the dummy. And instead now the ball is just going to get stuck in that breakdown. It's available. Looking to the right-hand side. He's saying they are holding it. He's going right-hand side. Bernardo gives it off. Samasoni Takiao, 1 metre short. Another offside. It's gone back. So Dudu quick hands. And it's going to be Tupovai who scores the try for the All Blacks after 13 phases there. Don't forget to breathe, Hamish, as well. Says Steve Smith. We have got the breathing moment now. Half-time is going to be upon us, and that was a great try for the All Blacks just to keep on building up the phases. Like I mentioned, it's going to tire Argentina out going into that second half. How long they could play that one out for. They're better by McKenzie, and then they went short side. Safi, a little chip in behind. He is supposed to be a number 7. But he decided, I'll just go for the little chip. Tupai getting that one, almost able to make his way over the line as well, but we will add to the try scorers list. We'll have to change that name, and it is going to be Tupovai, who was able to score it in his first start for the All Blacks, and then number 5 jersey going very nice indeed. Puts the ball down, and at 40 minutes, the All Blacks are going to have that bonus point on the cards at this stage. If they continue at the rate that they are, we will put that up 22, but they have still got the kick to come. And at this one here, we have got beautiful build-up as well, says Tesla. It was just back-to-back phases, and we have also got, tell you what, it's going quick at the moment, double prediction. Then Hamish as well, and in the chat as well, Exeter to beat Leicester Tigers later, says HDG, and we are going to be covering that game on the channel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we will be back for that one. Also, maybe a game of the top 14 a little bit later on as well. Try and debut for Satutu, is it? As well, says McKinney. He actually had his debut last year for the Bledisloe Cup, the first match, alongside Caleb Clark, who we have not seen for a little while, and also Tupovai. So those 3 men came through all together. And now Satutu off the back of the scrum, if they get the opportunity. I'm not sure whether they're going to get it, though, because of the fact that any time they have been close, they've gone for the corner. So Cody Taylor, I would say, is a good shout that's going over there from Jordy Barrett. And because of it now, the score is going to be 24 to the All Blacks and 3 to Argentina going into halftime. Still a 21-point difference with the bonus point on the card. AB's by 60, says Shane, and does this bonus point secure the Rugby Championship, as well, says Native English. It is extremely close to it. I'm going to get the stats for you guys as well, so we know exactly what they need. But I believe South Africa would need to win their 2 games up against the All Blacks with bonus points for having 3 or more tries than their opponent, and also win them both by around 30 points or something like that, as the points differential for the All Blacks at the moment is a very impressive indeed. We have also got that Moa Slick as well from Isaac in the chat. Welcome in, mate. And at this stage, we had to get rid of the rest. Feels a bit bare, I'll be honest. We're missing a little bit of the face in that regard. Great commentary as well, says Paul. And also we have got great commentary. Keep up the good work, bro. Would watch with your commentary with the volume down on the TV as well, says Haki. So thank you very much, bro. I hugely appreciate that one there. I'd like to hear your comment. A sloth race as well, says Rockin' Rollin' and Trolling. That would be an interesting one indeed. And we have got there Hamish, and there we have got All Blacks. Can it be otherworldly good at times? As sheer pleasure to watch there. I struggle with that one. Hey, Katie, as well, from Isaac Williams. 2 Katie in the chat, and 3+ tries. We're so close. We could hand a 40+ easily, says Tesla as well. And Jordy Barrett's almost try was almost incredible as well. And Rico Ioane got extremely close there. I wasn't quite able to shave the eyebrows, bro. As well, says Les, I feel like I'm going to run out of here at some stage soon. They are showing a KFC ad, which just makes me realize that I can't get KFC because it is quite far away and it will be closed probably by the time I get there. But that is just what you have to deal with in a small town, I guess. In that regard, welcome to the kick. Pumas face off with Jordy Barrett as well, says Sebastian. I'm meant to be in bed, but I'm watching this as well, says Caleb, and the ABs will beat the Box with a bonus point. says Rohan as well, and Chur from Spain. Says Ian, so welcome into the live stream, mate. We will look at some stats to do with this match now between the two sides, but I would say Rieko Ioane also. Who else has had a lot of running meters? I would say another player who's had a lot would be probably Geordie Barrett. He's hit the ball up quite a bit, but so far in this first half, here's a stat for you. 430 meters carried for the All Blacks, 139 for the Pumas. 3 tries for the All Blacks, none for the Pumas. Defenders beaten 13 for the All Blacks, 2 of the 5 of Argentina, and also I feel bad for the Pumas. I've just seen the stat. They've made 110 tackles so far in this first half, and they have missed 13 tackles there. The All Blacks only having to make 45. At this rate, they are going to make more tackles in this game than they did last time, and it looked fatiguing just watching them out there, Argentina, with the amount that they had to do. And we have got there more than a bonus point. ABs are on track to put a record score on South Africa, says McKenna, and also, and hails your Africans, bro, says Gareth. I believe I only know Yaulika Ding and also Dunky. I think are the only ones that I do know, which of course is You Good Thing, and also Thank You, I believe is the other one, and Get Carded as well, says Josh. And there, and hope you're well, legend as well, says Sebastian to Isaac in the chat. And Ish, we must play the All Blacks next week. If I was a coach, I would book the tickets back to South Africa today, says Mr. D in the chat. And on form, the All Blacks will destroy the box, says Ian. And how does Aussie have a chance? One moment, I will scroll up a little bit. Doesn't Aussie have a chance with bonus points, says Shane. That's a big thing. Australia now, I haven't got the table quite on me. I will get it up because I have the old table there. Bit of hair has escaped my headset and it is tickling the middle of my eyes, whereabouts my eyebrows almost are. But at this stage, the All Blacks, they are sitting on 15. So if they get a bonus point win here, they will be sitting on 20. So the only way for the Wallabies to finish in the first place position on the Rugby Championship is if the All Blacks do lose this game. Looking at the table, it's going to be a little bit unorthodox, but we are going to do it this way. We're going to put it up at the screen. Come on, please, please. Yeah, there we go. The All Blacks at the moment, they are sitting on 15 points. South Africa sitting on 10 with a points differential of plus 24. Then Australia are sitting in third on 9 points with a points differential of minus 37. So those games, if Australia win both their games up against Argentina and South Africa only lose one game to the All Blacks, Australia will finish above South Africa on the Rugby Championship. I'm very sorry about my wobbly hand here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not quite sitting still, but that is the way. My phone is unfortunately broken. I dropped it once on my foot, and I kind of cushion it. You know, you kind of cushion it down, and it still ended up with a little bit of a glitch on the screen, which is very sad because I've seen people throw their phones at walls, drop them in toilets and all sorts, and they still work, whereas my one unfortunately ends up with a little bit of a glitch there. We have got dominant stats as well, says Steve Smith. It is indeed. And also, looking through the penalty stats, it's actually 5-5 between the two sides, but 63% possession for the Wallabies, for the All Blacks in this game. Looking through some player stats as well, just before we get back into the second half. Juan Cruz Malia, once again, the most meters carried for Argentina with 30. Then for the All Blacks, 66 for Geordie Barrett with 3 defenders beaten, 9 carries. 97 for Rieko Ioane with 4 carries, 3 defenders beaten, 1 clean break. And also 55 for Hoskins Satudu, 5 carries, 2 defenders beaten, and 1 clean break there as well. So very impressive from the All Blacks. Looking through the tackling stats, and once again, it is going to be Gonzalo Bertrano making 9 tackles, which isn't actually the most at this stage, but he made 29 in the last match. Then we have got 12 for Santiago Chocobares, 13 for Crema, 13 for Lavanini, and 12 for Matthias Alimano. And at this stage, where is he? Julio Montoya, 10 tackles made, 2 turnovers, 1. That man has still not missed a tackle in the Rugby Championship, and I believe with those stats, he would be sitting top of the bunch as well in terms of the tackling stats, even with half a game going. This stage, I'm quickly going to have a look at the player stats for the whole competition. At this stage, where is he? We are looking for tackles 1. Gonzalo Bertrano sitting on 41. That was before this match started. And 40 for Diago and also Montoya. So if Montoya makes more, he will be top of the tackling stats in this competition. But we are seeing the first try of the match for Patrick Tuipulotu was able to get his way over the line with Blackadder on his wing. He was able to do the thing and it was able to get the try. We have got there my prediction as well, says Josh, for his one is 36-10 as well. And New Zealand have just one more game to win. We're going to win the Rugby Championship, says David. And also maybe the Springboks could say they've had an outbreak of COVID in the camp to get out of playing New Zealand. That game's going to be a big one. And it's actually at Suncorp Stadium, I have seen as well, Cracker Bay in New Zealand. It isn't far to travel to go snow skiing, the ocean, or whatever you want to do. But when it comes to getting a home delivery, well, that's another story in itself, says Ross. Yeah, we've got to travel half an hour minimum to be able to get ourselves a KFC, a McDonald's, or anything like that. But then saying that, we do still have that ability of going there. I feel bad for anyone who is living in Auckland at the moment. Hopefully you do get out of that level 3 lockdown, or level 4 lockdown, very soon. And you do get a chance of getting yourself some fast food territory in this game. 64% for the All Blacks, also 65% possession Visits to the opposition, 22. Double here for the All Blacks, and meters carried, 430. 45 tackles made, like I mentioned, and 110 made by the Pumas. We have got the All Blacks going to win 52-10. And I actually predicted for my score on this one, I said 43-13 as my score prediction for this one. So we have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But at this stage, seems like this game is starting to run away from Argentina already. We have also got their level 4 success, Josh, and also we have got their Argentina sucks, says Benji, although they are still having their moments in this one. There have been 2 disallowed tries for the All Blacks, so that we will have to have a look at. Once again, they are showing themselves. It's only Takiaho with the 4 pass to Will Jordan, and then also the 4 pass from Will Jordan to Rico Ioane. El Cooling Sweet Man play of the ball speed is good from ABs. Some good D from Argentina, but relentless pressure. And that's the thing. They made 206 tackles in their last match up against New Zealand. They are going to have to make probably about that again, if not more, because they've already had to make 110 in this first half. So the All Blacks, they're just going to keep on that pressure, and they are going to wear down the Pumas defense. They've got some pacey men who will be coming off the bench in this one as well. We will show them for you guys to see exactly who will be getting out there in the second half. You're going to have Cody Taylor, George Bauer, Ofa Tongafasi, Scott Barrett, Luke Jacobson, Finley Christie, Bowden Barrett as well, and Braden Enos. So that is not an easy bench at all to have coming out there into the later stages of this match. So we will have to wait and see how they go into this one. But Satutu's looking pretty decent in this game so far in the number 8 jersey. So I'm wondering whether or not they will take off Ethan Blackadder maybe and replace Luke Jacobson with him a little bit later on in this contest. But we are getting ready almost for the second half. We have got at least Argentina score points this match. Going to look at the positives as well, says Steve Smith. They didn't need more points than they were able to get last week. They made 107 tackles. It's a crazy number indeed. We have got there AB's 57-3. As well as Anthony, in a 100th game between AB Box will be won by at the depth on the boot, but by which team as well, says Katie. That's a good question as well. In that regard, we have got there in the chat, rocking, rolling, and trolling. It's sickening, man. There are agendas, not 50. As well, says Johnny Blaze. I don't know where we're going down that road. And also we have got come on Pumas. Let's get some tries, boys. But at this stage, they are showing a few of the Bunnings EBC results. Of course, we saw it was Canterbury winning the first game, Taranaki winning the second, Tasman winning the third, and tomorrow it's going to be the Shield Challenge between Bay of Plenty and also it will be Hawke's Bay. And Bay of Plenty aren't completely the underdogs in that game, surprisingly. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm excited for it. But I will mention, once again, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you do want to become a channel member to help support the channel, be sure to hit that button as well. It does help us out hugely. And if you do want to support us and get those channel emojis as well in the chat that you have seen, the likes of Katie, also Lex Axel, Steve Smith, and there as well has been using, when is Moonga playing? I believe he is available for the second game up against the Springboks. He won't be available for the first as he is still quarantining, but the second one, he will be having a chance. I smell a comp win for the All Blacks as well as his boss Slay, and also who Enor coming on for. I would say Braden Enor, they might put, that's a good question. They may actually go either take Rico Ioane off, just to rest him, or they might move him to 11 and maybe take George Bridge off, is my little bit of a prediction for Braden Enor there. And we also got there Jane Box busy getting destroyed by the local press as well, says Ryan, and also All Blacks got every opportunity, says Ben. And also we have got what do you do for a living, says Gareth Jones for the Kiwi lads. At this stage, it is actually only this. It's got one of those ones. I ended up taking a gap year, but then it's been a little bit of an extended gap year due to what has been happening in the world. So I do only do this. So it's one of those ones that I try and do it. It's kind of a full-time job, like in terms of the amount of effort and everything and the kind of thing that's go into it on a, I guess you could say, part-time type salary type arrangement. So it's kind of like a full-time, part-time job, if that makes sense. But I do it pretty much every single day. I get up, do my editing, do my live stream, do everything, and then I go back to bed. Sometimes I sleep through the day, and it's currently nighttime. I can guarantee you right now, or almost guarantee you, the sun will be up by the time I finish live streaming, and we are currently sitting at 11 p.m. So that tells you how many we are going to be doing tonight. That is for sure. Our post-match Rugby Championship review, as well as Sebastian. I think that will have to be on the cards, and Argentina got worse since Jeka joined the coaching team, says Vessi, although he was there for that big win over the All Blacks and the 2 draws with the Wallabies, if I'm not wrong there. And we have got there Will Jordan to score his second half try. Surely it's coming for Will Jordan. He's one of those players, you can't just deny him, or you just can't deny him. That's the order that I was after there. Will we get the first try of the second half? We will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case, but we will have to see whether or not the All Blacks will be able to extend the points difference that they've got at the moment. We've had about 40 points as the prediction from people. You should do the PGA, as well as Pat. And I actually do want to extend to more competitions. We have got the Kiwi Lads Sport that we do cover a few other ones. We are going to be covering some Formula One, I believe, is one of those ones. And we have also got there. I'm going to try and stay up to watch it as well. Love your commentary, says Josh, and I do appreciate that very much. I'm in Christchurch, says Gareth Jones, and also from Invercargill, says Shane in there. And we enjoy what you are doing right now, mate. Keep at it, says Ryan. And that is the plan. I am pretty much doing as many matches as I can because it's awesome being able to do the commentary, but it's also even better having you guys in the chat to chat along with throughout these matches. It just makes them so much fun. And also, yeah, I just love doing it. I love the process of learning new players and also having you guys in the chat kind of help me out in terms of who is who, all of these kind of little bits of information that do help build a bigger picture for me. Like the Gallagher Premiership, we did our first game of rugby in that competition today. Didn't know too many other players, but you guys helped me out big time. And in the end, I was able to learn quite a few of the ones. I follow Formula 1 too as well, says Gareth Jones. And do you think they can bring it back in the 40 minutes, says Boss Slayer? Honestly, sorry, Argentina, but I don't think they can. I think they can score a try, but I don't think they can bring it back enough because the All Blacks, we have seen they have already had 107 tackles made, Argentina, in this one. So I think they're just going to keep on wearing them down. It's going to be one of those ones. It's almost like a fight at this stage. You're going to hit that body. All Blacks have been doing the body shots in this first half, and that's what's going to really take the wind out of the sails of Argentina and the air out of their lungs when they just have to keep on getting back to their feet, making another tackle, getting back up, making another tackle, getting cleaned out, chasing the ball, and it's just all going to add up to being in that fatigue factor, which is going to be tough. Morpheus has said, awesome coverage, bro. Thank you very much, mate. And also we have got a little bit earlier on from Nicole, she has said, you're a hero, great effort as well. Thank you very much for the 10 out of 10 emoji as well. Absolutely love that one. And the chat, and also we've got, I'd love to see the Pumas try in the second half. They're busting their asses out there. Yeah, they're working hard, the Pumas, and they've had to make a huge amount of tackles. They've already made, in 2 matches up against the All Blacks, they've made over 300 tackles. And normally for a team to make 150 tackles in one match is absolutely huge. And that's only from 120 minutes of rugby. So they've still got another 40. So I guess you could say survive, but also try and thrive in the second half as well. Bro, I was out in the kitchen smoking fish. I could still hear you as well, says McKenna. And also we have got the All Blacks were destroying them in the second half. And hey, Katie as well, says Nicole, and also smoking fish. Says Johnny Blazer ears came for it. And the All Blacks let 3 or 4 try slips. Lucky for the Pumas as well. Says that Patrick, so at the stage now, they are back out on the field. The All Blacks, the Pumas still in the changing rooms, but they will not be too far away. The All Blacks are keen, though. They're waiting for the Pumas to get back. They're going, come on, boys. Let's get out there. Let's try and wear you down a little bit more. But we will add that one as well. We will go like this. I'm not sure about Damian McKenzie at 10. I'm still not completely sold on the idea. I think they will more than likely go Bowden Barrett with McKenzie off the bench. But in this one, they are going to be starting McKenzie and then Barrett coming off the bench for this one. Can't afford Sky. And if I could tell, or if I could, I'd still listen to your great commentary as well, says Mike. Thank you very much, mate. That is hugely appreciated. And I hope I am able to paint kind of a visual image for you guys in the chat of what is happening in this game between these two sides. And at this stage, it is All Blacks dominant, 70% almost of the possession. Argentina kicking off to the All Blacks once again. And we have also got there, so do we, mate? Oh, so do we, mate, as well, says John. And also Kiwi Lads hype train coming through. Well, we've got a couple female members of the Kiwi Lads family. And I guess at this stage, female demographic probably going up just a little tiny bit more. I believe doing the sevens for the Olympics as well was probably decent for us because of the fact that we did the Olympics women's sevens as well as the men's. And why not Geordie at 10 as well? I think they are more keen on him playing 15 with McKenzie maybe coming off the bench as well. But they're kicking off short here for the Pumas, and they've been able to retain that ball. And Gonzalo Bertrand now breaking the line. It's straight away Argentina trying to find their way to the try line. Oh, it's almost dropping again. It's done extremely well to hang on to that one. Just 25 meters out, it's going to be Carreras. Gives it off now into the hands of Mendy, who hasn't been dragged down. Sinti is the name there in the midfield. Going to be Julian Montoya hitting the ball up. Good low tackle from Samasoni Tokiao. Bertrand once again rolling it back, and this is looking good for Argentina, I should say. Quick hands there into the hands of it was Xoca Perez, but straight on the ball. You're not moving Ethan Black at all, but they have still got this one. Argentina didn't quite get those hands on the ball. Going to be now Alemano once again getting it up at the line. Tyrell Lawrence able to make the tackle. Carreras now 35 out, and Savia and Satutu holding that man up, and they are not letting him back down to the ground. It has been called a maul, and now it can go to ground, but they weren't quite able to keep it on the side of the All Blacks. Going back, Juan Cruz Malia, skip pass out to Julio Montoya near the near touch side, driving forward, almost a rolling maul happening at the moment for Argentina. They have had 9 phases to start the second half, and they don't look like they're giving the ball up anytime soon, which normally I end up jinxing them in that regard, but we will have to wait and see. It's going to be once again Martinez in the number 6 jersey. Vai almost able to get the turnover, not quite. Crema, one of his first carries of the match, wrestled to the ground by Joe Moody there. Bertrand once again fires it back. 12 phases back to back to back here for the Pumas, driving forward with the legs. Lomax able to drag down, and it was Pablo Matera, my voice, trying to disappear. Carreras there, short ball, and that was actually Matera, and he was hard in the tackle, and that was almost Tui Piloto's ball. Still almost available for the All Blacks, though, trying to counteract, but Argentina, 14 phases in at the moment. Let's see how it goes at this stage. Kiwi talk as fast as they play as well. Says William, and we have got there in the chat. He's not Kiwi. I am actually from New Zealand, believe it or not. That's a penalty to Argentina, though. 14 phases in, and they have now got themselves the penalty. And we have also got there in the chat. iHeartRadio is good as well, says Harry. And also we have got there. So I've had you playing on the TV, and my phone was with me, so I can comment. Turns out I was commentating on some random South African stream instead of this one, as well, says Dexter. So I guess in that regard, welcome back to the live stream, mate. It is good to see you. I guess I would have all of a sudden ended up, oh no, because you had it on mute, so I wouldn't have had that South African accent. And we have also got there, I tell you what, the chat is going very quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being there. And also we have got no Charlotte Keslick though as well. Says Sebastian, and Black Ferns are my favourite women's team. As well, says Ryan, and it is going to be kicked at goal by Emiliano Boffelli here. Can he get this one and get Argentina just a little bit further back into the match? And I think it is the case of they just want some points on the board here, Los Pumas, for their reward of being able to just get into that situation of continuous phases up against the All Blacks. We have got there, Sebastian has said a little bit earlier on, like Ruby as well, says Ryan, and also Pumas going for the post. They are indeed. It's going to be about 38 metres out here for Emiliano Boffelli. 43 minutes into this game as well, taking a while to line it up, but has decided that it is going to be inside of his distance. It's come round. He's got it, tell you what. It was a little bit close to the right hand upright, but he was able to get it over there, and Argentina now move up to 6 points up against the All Blacks, 24. Can they get a try in this match? We will have to wait and see by the 3 as well, says George Meyer. I think they just wanted to get themselves some points because they're rolling more. It's been shut down twice so far by the All Blacks, if I'm not wrong. So they decided rather than going for the scrum as well, because their scrum's getting dominated. So they were like, we'll take the 3, we'll get back into our own half, and then from here, I guess try and build up, but they are still going to be miles behind. I think at this stage it may be a little bit of preservance for Argentina to just have a little bit more of a stoppage after 13 phases on attack. It's going to become a rolling maul here, which then means if the ball does not come free, will be available for the All Black scrum, but it is going to be Bertrano now passing it back, because it is Santiago Marano met by Savia, driving him backwards with the legs. Wrestled down to the ground there by, I believe it was Lavanini. Does a little bit of the Saladami Carreras and does clear his lines. It's a good kick downfield taken by Jordy Barrett. Now plenty of time, 40 metres out from the All Blacks line. McKenzie now on the halfway line, a little bit of a step, links back up with Jordy Barrett. Pierce on the line almost, but great low tackle on him by Ali Mano once again. Peronana now decides to go to the right-hand side. McKenzie, Summerstone, Takiao just trying to wrestle his way over the top of Emiliano Boffelli. Peronana gives it now to Tui Piloto. I'm not sure what happened there with my brain, but it stopped working. I became a little bit of a horn, I guess you could say. A toot, but now it's going to be Peronana back to McKenzie. Vai linking up now. Oh, it's almost a high tackle on George Brent by Pablo Matera, but it's a big hit in the end. Still a phase after phase here for the All Blacks once again, and they won't mind this. Oh, Jordy Barrett just trying to run over the top of Bertrano, and they've got the advantage for a high tackle now. Vai once again getting the carry. He's going to Vai. Getting closer and closer to the line here. They've still got the advantage. 7 phases in. McKenzie now flat ball to Ethan Blackadder. Wrestling out of the tackle. A Crema. Another high tackle from Pablo Matera there. Now it's going to be short. George Bridge takes it on the 22. The All Blacks still going phase after phase. Peronana now gets it on Blackadder, offloads. And Hoskins to getting close. He's going to take it down 10 metres out from the line though. And Blackadder now going to have this ball in. McKenzie gives it to Rico, linking up on the outside. Will Jordan, quick hands. Savia's got Summersoni Takiao. And he has been able to score the try out on the wing. And once again, it's just phase after phase for the All Blacks. And Summersoni Takiao, the man deserves the try. He's played well in this game so far. Unfortunately for myself now, I have to try and spell it for Summersoni Takiao, but it was just phase after phase. Then from there, Blackadder went to McKenzie. Quick hands from Will Jordan. Lightning quick out to Savia. Passed out to Takiao, broke through the tackle. And now we are going to try and spell it. Summersoni. That's the easy part. Summersoni is actually the easy part, believe it or not. But now it is the case of trying to spell Takiao. I've got it somewhere here that I'm going to have to look at because I don't want to make sure that I do get it right. Takiao. It's not right. It's not right, but I'll save it just for now up until I can find his name here. It's a bit rough. We'll be honest. Summersoni Takiao. I'm just going to hide that. I'm going to wait until I do get to see it as well. We have got there who got the try, Big Samasoni in the chat as well. And also we have got there Pumas get 3s, ABs get 5s here to the mess as well. I know at this stage the Pumas, they don't expect to win this game, unfortunately. They just want to get some points. But Samasoni Takiaho going to be off the field now for this one. You've done very well, mate. As I said, Sterapai, and also the All Blacks capitalised, clinical, and gained back momentum. Go All Blacks, says Johnny as well. Say it 5 times fast for Samasoni Takiaho. Right. We're going to see his name. Where is it? Is it going to be available for us? I don't think they're going to be able to show me. So I am going to have to go on my actual lineups, and we will be able to look at the starting lineup for the All Blacks here and see exactly how the spelling is. It's hidden, of course, but I am going to always hit the post, though it is going to be unconverted there for the All Blacks. Right, we are going to be hiding something. This has been very difficult to find the name Takiao. There it is. Oh, I didn't quite get it right. I had the comma in the wrong place a little bit. So it's Takiaho as well. I had an extra U in there as well. There we go. And it was scored in the 47th minute. We got there in the end, ladies and gentlemen. Takiaho. It's a hard name to spell, but now Cody Taylor. That's a little bit of an easier name to spell. And he is going to be out on the field now. Cody Taylor hoping to get himself some big points in this game as well. And Joe Moody off the field as well. I see they have made the replacement. And Finley Christie also out there for the All Blacks. So plenty of subs being made here in this matchup for them. We have also got there LMAO as well from Katie Dixon. Also loving the commentary, says Ivan. Thank you very much, mate. Taken nicely by Geordie Barrett. Big hit from Pablo Matera. Tuanga Fassi also out on the field now. And that is going to be replacing Tyrell Lomax, who is still out on the field. So they are lying to me at this stage by the looks of it. We will put the time back up on the field. Or sorry, put the score back up on the field. It's going to be a high ball. Almost taken by Will Jordan, but instead now going to be wrestled to the ground. Emiliano Boffelli going short side out to Carreras, drawing past now. There's a bit of space for the Argentines down the wing. Just outside of the 22. Or McKenzie getting in there, though, and wrestling the ball back for the All Blacks. Now it's going to be in the hands of Tyrell Lomax. Passes it back now. Geordie Barrett gives it to Cody Taylor. Savia got the man on the outside. Skip pass out to George Bridge. A little grubber on. He's going to be chased hard. It's going to be sitting up nicely for Edwards Cordero, who was able to take it just by the halfway line. And the All Blacks once again are going to be defending in the second half. For how long can they hold it for? Did someone miss a conversion? It was indeed. It was Geordie Barrett. I believe it did miss that one straight on the ball there. Oh, Jaco Piper almost taking a shot there from Thomas Lavanini. Going to be told to use it once again. It's going to be going high into the sky, and it is going to be Geordie Barrett lining up, taking it very nicely now. McKenzie kicks it downfield, finding a little bit of space in behind. Taken very nicely once again by it is Carreras in the number 10. He's actually doing very well, and now he's got the man on the outside, going to Juan Cruz Malia with the step. And Argentina are inside of the 22 once again of the All Blacks, going short side here. Julio Montoya running straight at it was Will Jordan, straight on the ball though, almost able to run away. Bertrand, they've got the advantage there. The ball has been dropped and it is going back now for the scrum. We have got, who's the gentleman sitting next to you? That is Kieran. He is a giant inflatable All Black. And pretty much he is the mascot of the channel. If you do want access to an emoji of Kieran, it is the channel membership one with the $5 a month New Zealand, and it does give you access to the Kieran emoji, also to the cat emoji as well. And we have got the Argentina try scorers. No, that's called at least put the kicker's name there as well. Says adult entertainment. Yeah, I feel mean at this stage because of that one. Yeah, it's going to be interesting indeed to see whether or not they can get themselves a try in this match. Argentina, I want to see them do it, but it's just the case of whether or not they are going to be able to have the skill and also the amount of aggression needed to be able to get over the line. Good work, boys, as well, says my partner. Also, these lopsided scoreboards are depressing. I feel bad for Argentina. I do as well. They play their heart on their sleeve every single game. Santiago Medrano now going to be going off the field, and it is going to be instead Pierrito, who will be starting in the front row now for this scrum, and Joe Moody off the field, who was already off the field, but they have now updated it and said that George Bauer is out there as well for the All Blacks. Scrum put in here. Bertrand is going to be retained there for Argentina, trying to go off the back. No, went down on the front row, so they are going to be going again here with their replacement, Takiaho, as well, says Nicholas. And hopefully I have got it spelled correctly. If I'm not wrong, there it is. Was able to score in the 47-minute. Good work, boys, as well, says my bar. And also these lopsided scoreboards and there, and the Kieran emoji from Sebastian as well. NA reminds me of my assessment as well, says DK. Yeah, unfortunately, at this stage, Argentina struggling with the assessment of trying to be able to work out how to complete a game up against the All Blacks without having to make 200 tackles. It's rough for them at the moment. AB's too strong as well, says Shane, although they're in a good attacking position at the moment here for them. So hopefully they will be able to get themselves possibly a try a little bit later on in this one. But yeah, this stage, going to be tough for Argentina. Also, Muzio making his way out onto the field here for Argentina. Once again, we have got ABs too strong, and also Gorilla Weet-Bix to beat the ABs as well, says Johnny. And of course, Kieran does eat his Weet-Bix because he's got the Weet-Bix logo right down the bottom of him there. We've got another stoppage, and I believe it was Thomas Lavanini who would be making his way off the field. So you hope that it's not a serious injury because they will need them in those games up against the Wallabies coming up as well. We have what's got there in the chat. So will the ABs play South Africa next week? Because in my B-Day next week, I'm an ABs fan as well, says Anthony. It is indeed going to be on the 25th of September on the Saturday, 7:05 p.m. New Zealand time, 9:05 a.m. South African time. Big contact here once again for Argentina. They've got the ball in hand after the scrum. Pablo Matera has never scored a try up against the All Blacks, wanting to change it there almost. The turnover is going to be Bertrano passing it back now. It's going to be a cross kick opening up. Emiliano Boffelli takes it in. He scores a try for Argentina, and they are fired up in this one. Emiliano Boffelli just yelling in the faces of Marcos Crema, going, yes, boy. He got himself the try there, and we will add that one. Oh, they're going upstairs. We might not add that one. Might have to wait and see whether or not it is going to be the try here. Foster won't be happy with those 6 points conceded to the Pumas. He'll be a lot less happy if this is a try for them here as well, being able to get themselves one. We have got there. It would be nice if they have teams that could perform at AB level as well, says Luke. And also, it looks like a trip to the pub next week for some breakfast beers up the box. And Argentina versus top 3 best sides in the world. Tough ask as well. It is indeed. He has, I think he's got that one down. Emiliano Boffelli. I think that one is going to be standing. So we are going to put the points on the board for Argentina. We're going to be nice to them. This is their second try of the Rugby Championship. Argentina as well. They're doing very nicely. Emiliano Boffelli as well. That's a hard name to spell as well. I'm having a shocker with the spelling so far, but Emiliano Boffelli was the man who was able to score it. And it's just straight after the All Blacks were able to get their last try. As well, we already had that one. Emiliano. We go with that for now, and hopefully it is somewhere close, but it might be a little bit wrong here. We'll have to wait and see. Emiliano Boffelli, the one try scorer for them in this match. Pumas to seal it, says Dexter. Imagine the comeback scenes if they were able to do so. A clever kick as well, says McKenna. Very clever indeed. And the coach is very happy with that one there for Argentina. Now he's going to be from the sideline with his own kicking opportunity here for Emiliano Boffelli. Let's see what he can do. Can he get this one and convert his own try? It's a tough kick from about 30-something meters out. I spelt Emiliano wrong, I think. If I'm not wrong, great try, Pumas as well. Says Reno McDonald. Has he got it? He has indeed from the sideline. So now it's going to be converted. Oh, tell you what, my score prediction might not be a mile off. If the All Blacks score 2 converted tries, I might be in the situation of having the score completely correct because I see 43-13 doing the traditional Namibian braai. The Blacks as well, says Goldlin. And also we have got how many minutes left, mate? At this stage, we have still got a total of 27 minutes left in this game, so still plenty of time for there to be another couple tries in this match for either side, I would say, at this stage. But a very nice try for Emiliano Boffelli in that one. It's going to be now Pablo Matera getting wrestled to the ground inside of their own 22 at the moment here for Argentina. Charge down there. Finlay Christie gets the ball. Oh, he's dropped it on the line. Finlay Christie, you're going to feel for the youngsters. First opportunity of the Rugby Championship. He puts it down. Will Jordan takes the ball to the hands as well. Finlay Christie charges down the kick, but not quite able to put the ball down. And Argentina almost had a try scored against them very quick after their one. Great commentary as well. It says Abdul Malik, thank you very much, mate. But Finlay Christie gets the hand to it. All he had to do there was catch it, and he drops it. Unfortunately for them. And Cody Taylor there right next to him as well. He would love to be able to pick himself up. The meat pie, as you say. And Kiwiland, it just slipped through their hands. You got to feel for him as well. We have also got 3 or 4 more tries for the ABs as well. You said 43-13 as well, says McKenna Close, bro. I'm hoping it is completely correct. There was a competition on the Instagram page of the All Blacks, and it was like, if you guess the correct score, you go in the draw to win a $1,000 All Blacks website voucher. And I was like, oh, I'll love me a piece of that. So I actually said 43-3 on the, 43-13 on there. So I was like, who knows, maybe, fingers crossed, I could get myself a new All Blacks kick big enough to be able to fit old Kieran here. At this stage now, it's going to be a scrum feed. 5 meters out from the line. Christie, red-headed stepchild, go, as well from Katie. And also we have got try now as well. Almost a touchdown try, says McKinney. It was indeed what's happening with the ABs now, mate, says Ryan. They are 5 meters out from the line. It's going to be Brady Nino, his first test appearance since his debut in 2019 up against Buenos Aires. So he will be hoping to have a big impact in this jersey. He was replacing Rico Ioane, though, so that's going to be tough to do. But the bonus point still in the favour of the All Blacks as they have been able to score 4 tries in this game. And I'm hoping we have a few more tries between the sticks if my 43-13 is going to be able to be relatively accurate. But at this stage, second half position, 66% for the Argentine side in this one. And also finally some points on the board, says Luke. And also how's the ABs doing? They're doing decently. That's a big push there at scrum time. And it's going to be a knee going down on the front row. So the Pumas will get the penalty. And we have also got their Finleys on fire, as well as says Ray Mantis, and also 36-16 for TK as his prediction. And also we have got there in the chat finally some points on the board. And also I was going to have a bet with you for an eyebrow next week. But you're an AB supporter too. Any South Africans and you want to lose an eyebrow? Says Makino, I think I'm pretty keen to keep my eyebrows for now because of the fact that I already shaved off this part for South Africa South Africa losing their last match. So if imagine what I would have lost. Probably would have lost the stash if I had bet it before the live stream. It's going into Dutch now. And it's a big push there from the All Blacks. But the knee went down originally, which is what caused that 40-13 as well. Says a shame for his prediction in this one. Who's the player of the match? Says EJ. I'd say so far, I mean, Rieko Ioane, also Sebastian Takiaho, probably a decent shout for the two who have stood out in the back line. And also the full pack so far for the All Blacks. Julio Montoya always going to put in a shift. Julio Montoya has not quite lined up the line-out throw, unfortunately. The All Blacks are having a shocker at the moment in terms of trying to work out exactly where the line-out throw is going to be taken by, and they are complaining there, Argentina, about Tupavai just sneaking forward. Jaco Piper looks like he's not too happy with it, but it is going to continue. Tui Pelotu almost able to get that one, and it's going to be a rolling maul here for Argentina once again. Vamos Argentina as well from OP. Welcome in to the live stream. Emi scored 13 points against the All Blacks in one game. Heard there's some space next to Maradona's statue in Buenos Aires as well, says Sebastian. I mean, they are missing Nicolas Sanchez, who was able to get 25 points up against the All Blacks in an earlier fixture, right? They are going for the rolling maul here. Julio Montoya has got the ball available at the back, and it looks like it will be the replacement here. Garcia putting the kick up here. So he is replacing Gonzalo Bertrand. Now going to be almost taken by Will Jordan. Actually ended up hitting that ball backwards. Finley Christie has got that one for his side, though. And the All Blacks are going to have this one 40 metres out from their own line here. Hoskins, the two plays halfback. Back into the hands of Savia now. Trying to duck below the tackle of Marcos Crema. Almost going to be, yes, it is a rolling maul now. Eagle Blackadder breaking off the back. No, Finley Christie gives it a Cody Taylor back on the inside. To Finley Christie. He's got Will Jordan on the outside. Gives it to Savia. Instead, just got a double-handed shunt to the back there, Finley Christie. But now going out the back line here for the All Blacks. Quintal Pye not able to link up with the men on the outside. Blackadder passes it back now. Damian McKenzie. Wide cut out past Savia. Able to take a hold on himself a little bit because of the fumble. They have gone down once again here, the All Blacks. Christie going back across field, gives it to Blackadder. Inside ball sells the dummy instead of going to Ethan Blackadder. Finley Christie once again, 25 metres out. It's going to be Damian McKenzie back to Fatuanga. Fussy, welcome back. Has a big carry. Actually dropped that ball there on the ground, and it's a knock-on unlucky offer there. Kia ora as well. Says Hayden, welcome into the live stream about YouTube streaming. Gone bye-bye as well. Says a rockin', a rollin', and a trollin' as well in the chat. And also we have got there, shave half your mow off and one eyebrow could be a new trend as well, says Les Smith. Not sure whether or not that is going to be one that catches on. Use Hamish's ball shave over the All Blacks lose, says McKenna as well, and shave the eyebrows like Lomu as well, says Patrick. And also we have got, come on, what's happening to ABs now, says Ryan. At this stage, they work into the carry inside of the 22 almost of Argentina, but then off Tonga Fussy. First carry of the game, and he has dropped the ball, unfortunately, to your brother as well, says Hayden. And do let me know who you guys think is going to be the next try scorer. 22 minutes left. There is going to be another try in this game, but who is going to be able to get that? That Sponsor's Razor is waiting on you as well, says Steve Smith. They are showing Ethan Blackadder now. Carries at this stage, 93 for the All Blacks, 65 for Argentina, and advantage line percentage has been 58%. Tackles made 130 so far for Argentina, so they've only had to make 27 so far. 23 in the second half, which is a lot better than it was in the original first half because they had to make over 100 for those men. But there are drinks being run out onto the field at the moment. Who is going to have the biggest impact in the last 20 minutes? That's a big question. Crema, 16 tackles so far. That man's been put in a shift. Lavanini, 15, and Alemano sitting on it was a total of 14 for this one as well. Argentina for sure, says Luke. And also come on, McKenzie, says Carl. And also All Blacks will get the next try. Don't know if it's smart to sub off Rico as well, says Lex Axel and Hell. Above your right eyebrow and yeah, above your left as well, says Katie Dixon. Also Barrett to score next, says Les Smith. What Barrett are we talking? We saying Geordie, or are we saying Scott, or also Bowden off the bench? They have got the opportunity of that one. We have got there in the chat. A shout out to Chade Boyle. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And also Geordie, will Jordan next try, says Shane. And do you think the Box need to change up their game plan? I think they have learned from the games against New Zealand and Argentina that they may need to adjust it a little bit. That one's been kicked downfield, going to be taken nicely by Geordie Barrett. Got George Bridge with them, 40 metres out from their line. Now the All Blacks offload back now to Will Jordan. He loves a bit of a step, but he is tackled low by Marcos Crema. Good tackle from the number 7 for Argentina. Jordy Barrett now going short side. They got men on the outside. Takes the contact instead. Back across now. George Bauer having a strong run at the line. Finley Christie seeing a bit of space on the right-hand side. Gives it to McKenzie now. Inside ball. Quintal Paya takes it. Linking up almost. Able to find the offload. Yes, he does. It's going to be Jordy Barrett passing back now to McKenzie. Tui Palotu. And he's taking the carry. Cody Taylor right there to protect the ball. Christie once again firing it back. McKenzie on the halfway line. Brayden in off first carry. Looking for the offload. So it was Savia, but he got cut on the inside. Unfortunately for him there. Christie taking that one. Once again, Tuanga Fassi. Once again having another carry. I'm saying once again about 15 times, but Jordy Barrett passes it back. Via nice ball to Ethan Blackadder. Pants pulled down, but still going for it. 49 metres out from the line. Jordy Barrett trying to pierce the gap, running straight at Garcia. Offload now to Quintal Paya, who is trying to link up, but he doesn't really offload too often. Quintal Paya, he does really back his running game. Ethan Blackadder now hitting the ball out once again. This is just phase after phase. Once again, 10 in a row now. It's going to be off for Toinga Fassi. Cody Taylor runs the dummy line. Will Jordan getting tackled there, almost getting out up as well and trapped by Argentina. It's going to be a rolling maul if they can get this ball stuck in there. Is it available? No, it's not, and it's going to be the scrum to Argentina. And it is going to be a little bit of a hug on the ground for Will Jordan by the looks of it, getting a few cuddles from the Pumas. We have also got there Chrissy as bad as well, says Chris, and also Hamish. Would you get a tattoo of the channel's logo, says Sebastian? I don't think will be coming anytime soon. I wouldn't think, but at this stage, 11 turnovers conceded by the All Blacks. Tuanga Fassi passes back to Will Jordan, but then just ran a little bit too high, and it was in the end Cynthia, and also I believe it would have been the man on number 6 jersey, which is Martinez, I believe. I'm not wrong. We else got there. Left by Hamish alone now. We have no heel. We have no heel left. The way it's going as well, says Steve Smith. That is true. And we have got, I say, Will Jordan as well, says McKenna, and AB's relentless. Says Ray Mantis, go All Blacks harder, make it again, stay on top, says Terepoto. And if they have a very big win here up against Argentina, they will be very close to being able to call themselves the number 1 team in the world on the world rankings. But we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case with a few more phases going together for the All Blacks. So I think it could be not too far away, because William Montoya, he's working hard out there, which is why he's been subbed off with 20 minutes to go. The captain once again putting in a shift, and we have also got there in the chat, hi from Anjula. Hopefully I have pronounced that correctly, and also how long to go. We have currently got 19 minutes left in this game, and it's going to be Garcia, with the scrum feed. 32 metres out. We're going exact for this one. 32 metres out from their own line here, Argentina, and they've been able to retain it. Going back now to Carreras. Floated to Shoka Barres. He's got a long boot on him. Going to be taken by the looks of it of Jordy Barrett. Yes, it is. 35 metres out now from his own line. Kicks it high. Will Jordan chasing this one hard to see whether or not he can put a little bit of pressure on Carreras. Taking it nicely, though. Looking for the kicking option. Will Jordan almost able to cut him off, and he has been able to find touch, and now it will be the All Blacks once again with the attacking opportunity. We have got Chair Commentary, and great try by Los Pumas. It was indeed right in the corner for Emiliano Boffelli. Their first try up against the All Blacks in the Rugby Championship. They were able to score 1 try up against the Springboks as well. So it's an interesting one. Hopefully they can break it in those games up against the Wallabies, or in this game, and be able to get themselves more than just the 120 to go, and it will fire up as well, says Leonard. And that's the thing. They haven't got to Bowden Barrett off the bench yet, and I feel like he will be an explosive player to watch. Going to be a rolling ball. Cody Taylor now passes it back. Fisty, I almost got him, but Christie was first receiver. Now it's going to be Damien McKenzie. A lot of pressure on him, trying to get cut off. His pants are down. Once again, it seems to be happening very often in this game. Ethan Blackadder running hard at the replacement props. Christie once again 45 metres out from their line here. The All Blacks. McKenzie flat pass to Cody Taylor, tackled low. Straight on the ball there for Argentina, and it's a penalty to them. And it is going to be the not releasing penalty, won by Sokino in the number 16 jersey as well. AB's having extra gear. Time to head overdrive as well, says Terry Evans. And also if the AB's win with a bonus point, or they have a confirmed competition win, pretty much they are about sitting, unless they lose both games against the Springboks, with a bonus point because of the fact that the Springboks score 3 or more tries. So the Springboks receive the full 5 and the All Blacks only receive the 1. Tell you what, this could be interesting. If Argentina can score another try here, they will cancel out the bonus point of the All Blacks, and that could be the difference between the Springboks being able to win the Rugby Championship and not as well. So we will have to wait and see. Flip the Barrett switch as well, says Katie Dixon. I don't believe they've released. Oh, there they come. Luke Jacobson, Bowden Barrett, both looking like they're getting very ready to come out onto the field. It doesn't look like we're going to get to see Scott Barrett throughout this match. He's kind of sitting there as if he hasn't even warmed up or anything. So I think they are going by. And also Tui Piloto for the full match. He sounds like a stage name as well. That's going to be stolen there by the All Blacks, knocked backwards. And it is going to be Christie passing across Damien McKenzie. Now they've got men on the outside. Tupai gives it to Enor. God, Will Jordan with them, offloads it as well on the outside. Inside ball to Damien McKenzie. And now 40 metres out from their own line here, the All Blacks. Christie gets that ball off a Tonga Fussy. Good hands there takes the contact rather than offloading it, getting forced back by the defense of the Pumas here, the All Blacks once again. Christie, it's going to be kicking this one by the looks of it. Does the little kick in behind rather than going for the big one. It's going to go straight into the hands of it was, I believe, number 11 jersey would have been Emiliano Boffelli once again. Going out the back line, rush differential. Jordy Barrett had to make the tackle off Choco Perez. And he has done very nicely. 40 metres out now for the Pumas once again. It's going to be Crema. Goes back. Juan Cruz Malia now. Carreras trying to pierce the line, but he has been dragged down. Looks like Satutu stuck under that breakdown. Hopefully, he has not got himself an injury now. It's going to be back out the back line. Once again, Lavanini cutting in the inside. Oh, tackled high by Finley Christie. And that is going to be the advantage to Argentina once again with the step. Choco Perez trying to make his way forward. It's going to be Garcia crossfield. They're up to 7 phases now for the Pumas. Can they get themselves another try? Tell you what, another try would get them into that situation of cancelling out the bonus point of the All Blacks. And also, they would be not out of this match yet. It's going to be now on the outside. Nice little offload. Taken nicely by Choco Perez. 5 metres short. Tried to link up by Garcia, though. It wasn't quite able to. And now it's going back for the high tackle from Finley Christie right. Argentina, they are currently sitting 16 points behind. They almost need to kick for the corner unless they go for the 3. Perhaps is the option. And we have what's got their high there. As I did any wing or forward score a try, please let me know as well, says Salfesto. So pretty much it was the case of the first try of the match was for Patrick Tuipulotu. He was the first try scorer. Then TJ Perenara was able to score the next one, and then Tupavai scoring the 3rd, Samasoni Tokiaho scoring the 4th for the All Blacks. And then Argentina, Emiliano Boffelli was the man who was able to get that one, but Finley Christie had to jump high to get that high tackle. Are they going for the 3 here? Argentina would put them within 14 points. I think that might actually be what they are going to do, but Bowden Barrett now not too far away. Same with Luke Jacobson, both making their way out onto the field. Bring Barrett on, says Shane as well. And also with a name like yours, Adult Entertainment, you sound like him. You mate, it sound like a Porto as well. Says McKenna, also Damien is terrible at 10. He never has his best games at 10 for the Chiefs, I noticed. So maybe they will go right. Barrett is going to be our option at 10. And then McKenzie has fly half cover, but then also we'll have Moonga for the second test match up against the Springboks because he will be out of quarantine by there. So Bowden Barrett out there, I believe that is replacing Damien McKenzie and also Hoskins Tutu making his way off the field, having a decent game in the number 8 jersey. 65 minutes through this game at the moment, 15 to go. And Ryan has actually just asked right when I said that as well, how much time left, mate? We have got 15 minutes of this game. The All Blacks still at the bonus point, but how long for? That's a big question because Argentina have come to play in the later stages of this game, kicking for the corner. There's a good kick as well, and it's going to be 5 metres out now for Los Pumas. Someone could go to the bin here if the All Blacks end up dragging this one down and bring on Bodie. Says Travis as well, or sorry, says Troy in the chat and bring Barrett on into there. And thank you as well, says Sylvester and D-Mac. Go to fullback, bro, as well, says McKenna. Now at this stage, Socchino, going to have his first throw of this game. Needs to be an important one as well. They're only 5 metres out here, Argentina. If they score themselves another try, they are back in this game, and it will be the replacement. And I believe it will be Matthias Maroni making his way out there. I don't think they've made the change of Domingo Miotti yet, though. AB's underestimated this Pumas team as well, says Rowan. That's the thing. They just haven't been able to quite get through that gap as many times as they would have liked to. It's going to be taken very nicely. Timing it, I think they went a little bit early, though. No, they didn't. They are saying it's all right. And now off the back, Socchino now trying to march his way forward for Argentina. Are they going to be able to make a few more meters? It looks like Garcia is going to be asking for it at the back, or are they? They're still creeping forward here, Argentina. Good defense from the All Blacks. They've been told to use it once. They are only 4 meters out here. And Garcia, he's looking for this ball. Is he going to be able to get it? It's available. He's going short on. He's going straight down. George Bauer able to make the tackle. And Savi has stolen this ball in the breakdown. Is he not? It's still available. And it's going to be going back now for Lozano. Ball available once again. It's going to be in the hands of, I believe it was their number 6, which in this one would have been Juan Mates Gonzalez. And now only a couple meters short once again for Argentina. Going to be Garcia once again. Back across field. They've got the advantage as well here, the Pumas. It's an easy 3-pointer, but they will be one in the 7. Garcia goes back now, looking for the kick for Cordero. Sells the dummy. It was Carreras, and now Juan Mates Gonzalez. These names are hard to say. In a quick succession drop ball there. And it is going to be going back now for the penalty to Argentina as well. And they will be kicking for the corner possibly once again. The 3 points would not quite be enough. Hopefully Barrett gets his boot on the right way around as well. Says that Steve Smith, although they've left Geordie Barrett out, so I assume they are going to keep him there as well after the night. Low as well, I might have read it different as well. Says McKenna, and why so many replacements in the All Blacks? As well, says Hawaii. It is pretty much because of the fact they want to rest a lot of their good players, or their best players, I guess I should say, for the Springboks game next week. So they have got the likes of Kiriwani. He is out at the moment. Also, they have got no sign of David Havili being one of the standouts for the All Blacks as well. Brodie Retallick, another player who is missing, but once again, they are going to be hitting this ball up for Argentina. I believe they just took the quick tap today. If I'm not wrong, are we watching? Oh, it was a replay. I was wondering what was going on. I was like, what's happened to the scoreboard? It is currently frozen, but now Argentina once again going, and that was good timing from the All Blacks joining that rolling maul, but now currently only 5 meters out, getting pushed towards the touchline here, so they may have to use it soon. Sokino now looking for the option, getting closer and closer to this touchline. Scott Barrett also out on the field, and it has gone down, and it's another advantage for Argentina. Garcia now buzzing it back across field. It's going to be in the hands of Lezano. Adi Savia getting straight in there. Yeah, it's got his hands on the ball, so this will be another advantage because of the player not rolling away. This could be a yellow card for the All Blacks here. If I'm not wrong, Garcia now. Can it be Guido Petty? It's the replacement Tuipilotu off the field for Scott Barrett as well, by the way. Sokino. Or no, sorry, it was the man on the number 18, Jose Perito. Almost looking like he was in slow motion running around there. And once again, Argentina just digging their heels in, trying to find their way over this try line one last time in this match, or maybe a couple more times. They've got another advantage. Now it's going to be Carrera, sells the dummy, isolated by Quinto Pai and also Scott Barrett there. Emiliano Boffelli looking for his second of the match, but he is going to be dragged down by the replacement lock for the All Blacks. Now going back across now. It's going to be in the hands of Matthias Moroni. 10 meters out here for Argentina. Once again, they are relentless. 10 phases in. Running for Marcos Crema. Bulldozing his way forward. Still 5 out. Garcia passes it back. It's going to be available. Carreras. Lobby pass. Quick hands from Boffelli. Opening up the gap as well. Juan Cruz Malia trying to break his way through Garcia now. They just need to fire it wide. Enor going to have to mark up with that one. And he has made a brilliant tackle there one-on-one. And the All Blacks counter-ruck. So it's going to be another penalty to Argentina as well. We have got high in the chat. A lot of highs in the chat as well from IPL. We have got there. This is a much better effort from Argentina. They needed to up the level from last week as well. And I'm very impressed with them so far in this game because of the fact could have been in that situation. Oh, it would have been tough for them going into this game, Argentina, after coming off a 39-0 win, or sorry, a 39-0 loss, but 5 penalties against the All Blacks. Final warning for them now. We have got come on New Zealand as well. All Blacks, why All Blacks put Team C as well, says it was Hawaii. The reason behind it was because they wanted to rest those players for the games up against the Springboks, as they felt that that was the bigger contest of the two, which is why the likes of Retallick and everyone is not playing in this game. Let's go Blacks as well. Says a Mopar for the All Blacks there. And at this stage now, they are just looking at whether or not they go for the corner once again, Argentina, and that is exactly what they're going to do. There's still 11 minutes left. Oh, he took the quick tap, did he? Oh, he wasn't on the mark. Carreras, he wasn't on the mark. If he was on the map or on the mark, sorry, that would have been almost try time, but I believe because there are injury substitutes on the field, or the water boy is out there, he is not allowed to take that quick tap. We've got Pumas scoring 13 points already. A real achievement it is indeed, because they have been throwing everything into this game, Argentina. And if they get one more try, they will actually end up in the situation of being able to get themselves taking away that bonus point of the All Blacks, which could open up the door for the Springboks to be able to win the Rugby Championship because of that situation. We have also got there through the sink in Argentina as well, says McKinnon. Also, they replace players to hopefully change the dynamics of the game, or if players aren't up to it, get them off as well, says Ati Kuti. And also, we have got their C team is embarrassing the ABs here as well, says Ruan. And also, ABs never do that. Always the best team with the large score as well. Kurima taking that one nicely. Joining that one once again, the All Blacks, they are defending this one a little bit better, but it's going to be rolling away now. Argentina getting it going. Can they get themselves over the try line for one last time in this game? They're looking good. It's set very nicely for them. Sokino at the back. Is he going to be able to keep on going for? They're trying to stop him here, Sokino. It has gone down there for Argentina once again. And no, it hasn't. They're still going. No, they were back up, and unfortunately, it was the knee down. And because of it now, it does mean that it will be the All Blacks, I believe, who have got the scrum feed here, or maybe even the penalty for that one. The translation has lost a little bit between Jaco Piper with his strong South African accent and also the Argentine. So it's going to be a scrum 5 meters out from the line, and the All Blacks survive. We have got Damon Sewell, says McKenna, losing 10-2 in the second half, says Hawaii. And also we have got their after the box performance today. I don't think ABs will need their A team next week. And did South Africa bring their top team to Australia, says Shane? I think they've got pretty much their whole strongest lineup, other than you would say they didn't have Diaga for that game due to injury, and also Chisholm and Colby is the other player they are missing due to injury. But other than that, I think they have actually got pretty much their strongest side that they could have brought over to Australia. We have also got there, can't remember when the Box scored against Los Pumas. Anyone refresh? It was the 86th minute of the second game that they were able to score that try, and it was Pablo Matera, a man who has never scored a try up against the All Blacks, but he has scored quite a few tries in recent history for himself. I believe in the last 5 matches, he's been able to score 3 tries, and in his 32 prior to that, he had only scored the 3 tries also. So he would be absolutely loving to be able to get a try up against the All Blacks, but unfortunately, he was taken off the field a little bit earlier on. How much time left? We have still got 9 minutes left in this one, and the All Blacks, they are going to have to try and survive here. They're only a few minutes out from their line, but they have got the free kick there for Argentina going a little bit earlier. Defense is solid from the boys, as well as Ray Manchester, and also we have got Vamos Pumas from Juan in the chat. Welcome in, mate. And how much time left in the game? We have got currently a total of 8.5 minutes. Okay, Jaco Popa kicked it from about 4 meters past the mark. It's the goal. There are a lot of new combinations in this team. The future is looking good as well, says Spence in the chat. And Vamos Pumas says away. And also Woohoo says John and mean defense. The ABs hold on, says Hayden. And I guess that is a very good tester for them to be able to try and defend that rolling maul, because the Springboks, normally the Springboks are one of the best teams with the rolling maul in the world. Australia actually shut it down very well, but they're in that situation of if they can try and stop that one. Yeah, Geordie Barrett just ran forward a little bit further for that one. And ended up deciding to just run a little bit further forward there. Panthers just won 8-6. No score in the second half. That is huge. The fact that we started so early in that game with the try from the Panthers, and also the try from, it was the, I've forgotten the name. I feel like I need to remember the name, but I can't think of it. Wasn't the Rabbitohs. Was it the Rabbitohs? It might have been the Rabbitohs. If I'm not wrong, yeah, it might have been the Rabbitohs. But I've got there those parental leaves in New Zealand need not to come next week. Just use the current teams. Should be significant to face the Box as well, says Coach Ifang. And also Los Pumas has all their players from Argentina as well, says Walter. And that's the thing. These Argentine boys, they have been on the road for pretty much, I want to say it's about 12 months straight at least. Argentina, they just keep on going. They don't complain at all. They just keep on moving around. Possession in the last 10 minutes, though, 90% for Argentina and 100% territory for them as well. So they will be absolutely loving to be able to get themselves a try here. But from here, the All Blacks, they're inside of their 22, but it will be a 5-meter scrum for Argentina, for Geordie Barrett not taking it from the mark. Going to be rolling it back. That's a massive push there from the All Blacks, and they win the penalty. So that will help them out big time. You've got the EU All Blacks have a lot of players from Tonga and Fiji as well. Says Walter, the best place to get them, Fiji and Tonga. They breed some very good rugby players. I mean, we've only got to look at the Gallagher Premiership as a kind of example there. Semi Radradra is absolutely tearing it up for Bristol Bears for that one. So, I mean, if you've got the ability of being able to sign those players, you well and truly would take it. That is for sure. We have got Eels as well. Says Brett, they were playing the Eels rather than the, who did I say? The Rabbitohs, I think. Good comments as usual. Thank Hamish as well. And huge, massive respect, says John as well in the chat. And this game is in the bag, says the Black Steel. So the big question, though, is whether or not the All Blacks can get themselves that bonus point. They have still got it. But if there is going to be a try to Argentina, that were cancelled out. Finley Christie there dropping the ball. And now because of it, it opens up the opportunity for Argentina. And so Keno's got this ball on the 22. It was a reprieve for about 30 seconds here. But Finley Christie not having the best game, back in the number 9 jersey now. It's going to be the back line moving for Argentina. Quick hands there, taken nicely out on the wing for Matthias Maroni. Trying to keep the ball in the field of play, but it's gone out. Will be a line out now for the All Blacks. Once again, thanks again for a wonderful commentary as well, says Katie Dixon. No worries. And I hope to see some of you guys here for the match that we are going to be covering on the channel. It is going to be at 2 a.m. New Zealand time, which will be working out at a decent hour for some of you guys in South Africa and everywhere else. It is going to be the game between the Exeter Chiefs and Leicester. We are going to be covering on the channel. And then also a little bit of the top 14 a bit later on as well is going to be covered on this channel. And we have got Love You Boomers, all Argentinians, so different to the All Blacks, Wales and France as well, says Walter. And also we have got there All Blacks are citizens of New Zealand, of New Zealand, but they have different ethnicities as well. And Ethan Black out of there going to be tying up the boot here. 5 minutes left in this game. 29-13 is the score. If the All Blacks score 2 tries converted, I would have the correct score by 100%. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they are defending it just a bit too well at this stage. And we have got Will Jordan shouldn't be playing. He should be replaced. Other more capable players will look good of the All Blacks as well. Says, and I think they will be saving him for that match a little bit later on up against the Springboks next week as well. And we have Oscott there. Will Foster will be dragged for his selection blunder as well, says Ryan. And also what an end to the game this is. It is indeed. It's absolutely awesome to see the Pumas fighting as hard as they are. Tupavai takes it, gives it to Christie now. Going to be driving forward here. Artie Savia breaking a tackle here for the All Blacks up to the 22. And it looks like they're going to be running it out from inside of their 22 rather than trying to go back. Scott Barrett, big contact on him by, it was Alemano in the number 5 jersey, I believe. Now going back, Bowden Barrett now going to be kicking this one for the touchline. Kick downfield just down the middle though. It's not going to find the touchline. Carrera's now going to be firing it back for Argentina. Running the ball nicely and through the gap. Braden Will Jordan steals it though. And it was very nicely done indeed. He's got the knee on the ground. They have to release him here. But they are still hanging on to him. He's going to throw it back out the back. That was almost like a hooker throw I guess you could say. But now out the back, speaking of hookers, Cody Taylor going to be running a hard. Savia on the outside, trying to link up with George Bridge. Bit of a step here for the All Blacks. They are getting close to the touchline. And currently 4 minutes left in this one. Cody Taylor goes short side, trying to get a couple more meters. Marcos Crema trying to get that ball back. Christie now back to Bowden Barrett. Tupavai gives it to Scott Barrett now. The Barrett's all out on the field at the moment, and they are trying to make an impact late in this one. Bowden Barrett gives it to Bauer. Trying to hit the ball up. 76 minutes gone in this game. The All Blacks want one more. Christie goes back to Bowden Barrett. He's dropped the ball now. Was not a knock on, though. He's tried to fling it out the back to Geordie Barrett, and now Argentina has got this one. And Garcia gives it now out to Juan Cruz Mali. A big rush defense there from Braden Enor. And he was able to stop all momentum for Argentina, but they're still driving forward here. The Pumas. Can they get themselves a try? It's going to be a big contact there with Scott Barrett. Garcia once again. Passes it across. It's going to be Sokino now. Taken down to ground. Once again, it's a knock on. It's bounced out the side. Now it's going to be Quintupai. Quick gains out to Will Jordan. A little bit of a juggle, and he's kicked it down the middle of the field. There's a huge amount of space. It's going to be Christie. Also, it will be Luke Jacobson. They're all chasing it, but they aren't chasing it as hard as they possibly could because of the fact they wanted to isolate him so that Will Jordan could get on the ball. Quintupai wrestling that one away from Domingo Mayotte. Will Jordan now trying to pierce his way around the side of the breakdown. It's going to be available for Geordie Barrett to play halfback. Goes back to Scott Barrett now. Bowden Barrett gives it out to Savia. They've got men on the outside now. George Bridges got it. Steps back on the inside. Brian to break the tackle. They're only going to be 10 metres out here for the All Blacks once again. Off for Tonga Fassi. Plays halfback. Gives it back to Bowden Barrett. Scott Barrett having the run. Offload to Tupavai. And he scored the try there for the All Blacks. Put it down, mate. Put it down. I want another try. It's a try for Tupavai. And he was able to score the try between the sticks. That's going to up it to 36. We are one converted try away from the All Blacks. And I would get to be in the draw to win $1,000 worth of All Blacks gift vouchers. So he has been able to score there. Tupavai in the 77th minute. Hopefully they don't take too long to take this kick because now that they've secured the bonus point, they can keep on going in this one and try and get themselves one more try as well. And France, Wales, All Blacks have many countries that were not born in these countries as well, says Walden. Also, we have got a little bit earlier on. We can't score. What a great defence as well, says Hawaii. And also, Leicester Exeter at 8 a.m. my time. I'll be here as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, we have got in there, well done, AB, says Hawaii. Tell you what, if the All Blacks can get one more converted try, I have never predicted a game to be the exact score. There's a minute and a half to do it. I'm excited. Can we get it? Can we get the perfect one? We have got, I'm good. 40-15 was my prediction as well, says McKenna. Very close indeed for that one, but offload from Scott Barrett to Tupavai. The locks linking up, and he's been able to score his second of the match as well. Whoop, there it is. Whoop. As well, says Raymantis, good defense. And now the try as well, says Hayden. And also, well done, ABs, says Hall of Hay. And also, Winding Water, the chat from Terry. And also, you All Blacks always have dependent on foreign players as well, says Walter. I mean, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've got a few very good players from overseas who are born here in New Zealand or raised in New Zealand. So at the end of the day, they made the choice of playing for the All Blacks. We didn't force them to. The likes of, I guess there's a few options in the terms of Flau Fakatava. He's got the option in a year or two's time to decide whether he wants to play for the All Blacks or play for, I believe it's Tonga. So it's up to the players at the end of the day. They don't force a contract down their throat. At the stage, it is going to be the injury. A little bit of stoppage now. There's only 50 seconds left in this game. One more try. The All Blacks maybe could be on the cards here. We also got the New Zealand don't have revolutions and Coops as well. It's a stable country as well, says Tekuti. And also we have got there in the chat for the ABs as well. And also 100% Argentinians. No matter what, we will always be proud of our Pumas as well. And at this stage, he is going to be going off the field here, unfortunately, for it is Juan Martins Gonzalez. Or is he going to be staying out there? It looks like he's going to stay out there, which is very big from that man. But it's kicked off by the Pumas once again. A deep kickoff. And I don't want to see the All Blacks go conservative. I want to see them try and get themselves one more. It's going to be Tupavai here. Finley Christie going to be passing this ball back to the hands of Scott Barrett because we know that the Pumas are going to keep on going. Oh, it's a full pass from Ofatonga Fassi with the advantage now for the Pumas. There are 20 seconds left. Straight on the ball, and we are going back for the scrum now for the Pumas here. No, they've still got this ball. We need it to go for the scrum or else this could be the end of the game here. And we won't get to see any more tries. Now they're going back for the knock-on right. There are 19 seconds left in this one. Facts is no one wants to play domestic in Argentina as well, says Black Steel. And also we have got there in the chat, I was out in the All Blacks win as well, says Shane. And also American footballers need to watch and learn what a real match sport is from Steve Smith as well. Money talks, no way their home unions can compete, to be honest. Yeah, they are just doing what is going to be best for their families at the end of the day to be able to get that money and the food on the table. Indeed, we have what's got there in the chat. Most have learned to play rugby in New Zealand. America has a monstrous monstrous possibility of amazing players, but you don't see them dominating as well. And that was a bad second half from Lex Axel, and also the All Blacks are cracking. There's 0-7-0 in the chat as well. All Blacks defence. Awesome defence from the All Blacks. Right, is going to be a penalty in the scrum time. No, not quite. Going to be Garcia now. Going back to Mingo Meotti. Nice little lap around here. Going to be Carreras who was tackled there for Argentina. They're on the 22, and we know that they won't give up. We saw it in the game up against the Springboks. They kept on going until the 86th minute if they had to. That is what we're going to get to see here, unless, of course, they can score a little bit earlier on. Good low tackle there from Quinton Pye. Will Jordan straight on the ball? No. Wasn't quite able to get it now. It's going to be going back across for Los Pumas. Sakino now straight on the ball there. Quinton Pye. He's got that one, and it's a penalty to the All Blacks now. They would have been considering maybe kicking that one out if they hadn't won the penalty there. We have got there a nice and awesome commentary, brother. It was a pleasure as well, sister. So thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Will Jordan got the ball in. Do not take the tap. Kick it downfield. Go for one last attacking play for the crowd at Suncorp Stadium. They've taken the tap and they kick the ball into touch, and that's going to be the end of the game. The All Blacks going to be sitting on 36 at the end of the day and 13 for Argentina. They decided they don't want to risk any more injuries in this match going into the game next week up against the Pumas. But 36 for the All Blacks and 13 for Argentina. So I will quickly get you guys some stats in terms of the difference that would need to be completed for the Springboks to be able to win this competition, but it's going to be very tough for them. Indeed, multitasking, calling the game and reading the comments as well, says Takuti. It is very tough at times, but hopefully I have read most of the messages that you guys have got. Who's man of the match as well, says Shane. Or for me, Savasoni Takiao was right up there, but then also, I mean, Quinton Pye made a lot of meters, but he didn't create too many other opportunities. I wouldn't say Tupavai scoring 2 tries, probably going to be a decent chance as well. I'm in the States, and it's so hard to find the matches. They're usually blocked as well. Says the May 5, so welcome in, and I do appreciate you being here for this one. We have also got awesome commentary lads from MH Choi, and also in there, Argentina giving it all to the end. So looking at the stats now, the statistics, the ones that we absolutely love to look at for this competition. We're going to have to wait till next week before we get to see that game between the Springboks and the All Blacks. But having a look at it now, the table as it sits here, the All Blacks, I'm going to show it on the camera. Once again, it's going to be a little bit shaky from my hand, but it is going to be the All Blacks. Come on, we want it. We want the focus. It's focusing on Kieran. Once it goes away from Kieran, there it is. New Zealand sitting on 20 points. South Africa sitting on 10. And then that point differential is absolutely huge. So the Springboks, they would have to beat the All Blacks twice with bonus points and win by 90 points in total across those 2 games. So we're talking 45-0 in both of those games for the Springboks to be able to win the Rugby Championship. But Australia, they have got 2 games up against Argentina. Argentina, if they play like that up against the Wallabies, that's going to be a very good game next week as well. We also got in the chat, good game as well. And great comms from Tesla as well. Nice boys, All Blacks all their way, as well as Anthony, and also gracias, man, as well from Juan. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Thanks again for your effort. Your energy is great. Have a good week as well, says Pat, and also wonderful commentary. Let us know a little more often when in the territory play is happening. Fantastic as well, says Brett. I will try my best to keep on improving on that one. And we haven't got there in the chat. All Blacks are number 1 in the chat, and also we have got good job, dude, from Ian, and also in the unpopular Tate McDermott. It's better than 5 to Clerk, says Xavier Brown. Thank you for the commentary of both games. Good night, all as well. And Mopar is here saying cheers, Hamish, as well. Good call. And I do appreciate every single one of you for being out. We might even go into a post-match review for this match, perhaps, or I might end up getting a little bit of a snack before we go into our next live streams that we have got planned for the channel a little bit later on tonight. So for the top 14, I'm not sure whether or not we have got any games that we are going to be covering. I'll just have a quick look here on the schedule. Montpellier versus Toulouse, unfortunately, is going to be taking place at 3 a.m., so we're not quite going to be able to do that one because we are going to have a different game. But Clermont versus La Rochelle, maybe 7:05 could be on the cards here for that one as well. Cheers, Hamish. Another great stream. Much appreciated, brother, as well, says Steve Smith. Thank you very much for tuning in for it, mate. It is hugely appreciated, all the support you guys have been showing. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are currently sitting only 14 subscribers away from 6,100 as well. Thanks again for the great commentary call as well, says Andy. And also, we have got there thanks again from Dean, and their congratulations to the All Blacks for winning the Rugby Championship. Well-deserved accomplishment. Also, big love to the Los Pumas. They improved their game substantially, since last week. Yeah, they played very well, and they had quite a few replacements as well that they had to make for this one. You deserve some McDonald's. Unfortunately, MB, it is half an hour away for the nearest McDonald's, so I'm not sure whether or not I will be able to sneak from here to McDonald's, then back in time for our Gallagher Premiership that is going to be kicking off at 2 a.m. And that is going to be between Leicester and also it will be up against Leicester and Exeter Chiefs, who the other team are going to be playing. And thanks, Hamish, me, my man, as well. Says Narima, and also, will New Zealand be number 1 in the world rankings now? Says Austin, that is a brilliant question. And I will quickly see whether or not they have updated it, because we are so close after the game. They may not have quite done it, but World Rugby rankings, I know that they were close. They needed to get 0.6 to be able to bump up there. Okay, for my world rankings that I have got at the moment, still has South Africa on 92.49. So I'm not too sure how much they dropped there, or whether or not they are now number 1 in the world. Not too sure. We will have to wait and see, but we are going to be talking about that a little bit more on the Rugby Down Under podcast, which is myself and an Australian talking all things international rugby. It is called the Rugby Down Under podcast. In the pinned comment, there is a link to the channel, to the Spotify. It's also on Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you can get yourself a podcast. It is on there as well. Are you doing the Sale game as well? Says Luke, unfortunately, due to Sale playing at the same time as Exeter, we have only got one game here in New Zealand, and they have gone with the Leicester versus Exeter. But I will be keeping you guys updated on all of the games that are taking place throughout that kind of time. It is going to be Leicester, and then also, looking at this kind of schedule, there are 4 games all taking place at the exact same time for the Premiership. Leicester versus Exeter, Northampton taking on Gloucester, also Worcester versus London Irish, and Sale versus Bath. But we all have down the bottom all of the scores for all of the matches that are ticking over as well. And we have got good luck Argentina against Australia next week as well, says Hayden. And also thanks to Hamish, my man as well, says Narima. And thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Hugely appreciate, I should say, all of the support that you guys have been showing on these live streams all week, really. And we have still got plenty more coming before the end of the day. We are going to have the situation of that Gallagher Premiership game, and then maybe top 14 with Bunnings NPC tomorrow, and then also the game of the Premiership tomorrow as well between Harlequins and Newcastle, and then a bit of the top 14 to close out the days as well. But there is plenty on here in New Zealand at the moment for these matches, and I am going to be covering them, even if they are all in the middle of the night. The Sale game is at 3:55 a.m. for you, I think, as well, says Luke. It has got it. Actually, yes, it is going to be at 4 a.m. that it is going to be kicking off. Unfortunately, though, they have not got it showing on Sky. So I wish that I could cover that one, but with it not being on Sky, I won't actually be able to watch that game, sadly, which is a bit of a shame, because I would quite like to watch that one, see how the South African players go in there as well. Yeah, I've got thank you, Hamish, from Katie Dixon, no worries. And who won as well from Samurai in the end. 36 points to the All Blacks, 13 for Argentina. Argentina in the second half were phenomenal compared to that first. They fought hard. They were able to get that try of Emiliano Boffelli, and they were able to really stop the All Blacks from getting any momentum. As you can see here, Patrick Tuipulotu 5 minutes, Pernado 25, Tupavai 40, and Samasoni Takiaho 47, and then the 77th one for Tupavai when they were able to break through. And we have got there watching from Ireland. Looking forward to Ireland versus New Zealand in November, says Austin O'Keefe. That's going to be an awesome game, and we are going to be covering it on the channel as well. We cover all international fixtures that we can on this one. I'm going to just look quickly through some statistics to do with this match. At the moment, New Zealand are sitting on 20 points for themselves. They will be able to keep on extending that as we move further and further through the Rugby Championship. Maybe, can they get I don't know whether or not they can get the perfect 30. It would be very tough, but they've received a bonus point in every single game that they have played so far. Get your coffee as well, says Johnny. And also we have got there happy All Blacks as well, says Johnny. Also, and congratulations, Hamish, George, Isaac, and Daniel for the Manscaping sponsorship as well, says Katie Dixon. And yeah, if you guys haven't already, it is Kiwi Lads, all capitals, no space, on manscaped.com if you want 20% off and also free shipping. Was the sponsor on the Wallabies versus South Africa live stream as well. And we have got there, thanks, Broseph, Lifesaver as well, says Hamish in the chat as well. And also we have got there, what did you think of Scott D? I know where this is going. I know where it's going, but I'll wait and see it come up in the chat. Cannot wait for next week as well, says Judy. And also we have got, yeah, that sucks, says Luke, that they aren't showing those games over here in New Zealand. But looking through some of the statistics for this match, in the end, the All Blacks able to win it 36 points to 13 as well. There it is, Scott D's nuts as well, with the face as well. And thanks, Asian co-commentator, as well, says Black Steel. And also at this stage, looking through some stats to do with the second half, it's actually pretty impressive for Argentina. In the end, the possession stat became 49% for Argentina, 51 for New Zealand in this one. And that stat was almost 70% on the side of New Zealand at halftime. They had more penalties against them, 11 compared to the 8. No yellow cards or red cards in this game between the two sides as well. And tackles 179 made in the end for Argentina to the 143 of the All Blacks as well. 5 tries to the All Blacks, 1 for Argentina. 664 meters carried for the All Blacks compared to the 300 and 41 for Argentina. So Argentina actually almost matched running meters against the All Blacks in that second half as well. We have got there just tuned in, RIP Argentina. Although if they play like that up against the Wallabies, that should be a good contest because they were looking pretty strong out there, Argentina. For that second half, defenders beaten. They were able to beat 16 defenders in this match to the 23 of the All Blacks as well. Looking through some player stats, and then we will be off for a little bit of food before we head into our Gallagher Premiership live stream a little bit later on tonight. Rieko Ioane having 97 metres carried from just the 4 carries, so he is still the man with the most metres carried throughout the whole competition. 3 defenders beaten, for him as well. Rugby Championship, all done. All Blacks won. There's no way the Box can beat the All Blacks. 90 in 2 games as well, says Chris Sarah. Yeah, and that's also, they've got to stop the All Blacks from getting a bonus point for a losing bonus point as well for being within 7. I mean, geez, imagine the 100th test match, South Africa go out and win like 17-0. I feel like that won't happen, but imagine if it did, and then all of a sudden the last game would be all to play for. But we will have to wait and see. Indeed, if ABs versus South Africa at the same time next week, it is going to be the earlier game, so it will be starting at 7:05 p.m. New Zealand time. And then the game later on, it will be 10:05 p.m., and that will be between Australia and Argentina as well. We have got there 4 running meters, 82 meters carried for Geordie Barrett. 6 defenders beat him from 14 carries. And then Hoskins Aturu was able to beat 2 defenders, 66 meters carried for that man. And then tackles made, Marcos Crema, 22. I believe he had about that same amount in the last week's game up against the All Blacks. Also, Pablo Matera, 17, 20 for Thomas Lavanini. And then Julio Montoya was able to make 11 and 2 turnovers once. So still not missing a tackle in this Rugby Championship. Very impressive indeed. Choco Perez in the midfield also making 15. Ethan Blackadder making 12 for the All Blacks and 1 turnover 1. That was actually the most out of any of the All Blacks players as well. We have got there in the chat. We have had a whole heap of you guys throughout this whole one, so I absolutely appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we are sitting on 6,091 subscribers. We are getting extremely close to being able to tick over to that 6,100. I haven't watched you in a few months, bro. It seems like your voice got faster as well. It says, well, we are always speeding up, and I think it is because of the fact that we are also at a nighttime live stream. So it kind of ends up with me rambling big time. But yeah, was a very entertaining game. And these names from Argentina, very tough to say sometimes. So that is why I struggle a little bit more when it comes to the pronunciations of those names. But yeah, nonetheless, I think that is going to be the end of this live stream. Remember, we are going to be back for the Gallagher Premiership match between Leicester and Exeter. That will be kicking off at 2 a.m. where we will keep you updated on the games, as well as Northampton, Gloucester, Worcester, and the London Irish. That will be taking place at the same time. And nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in for these live streams. It's been a lot of fun. Hope you did enjoy, and I will see you all for